Welcome everyone. Glad to have everyone here again. It appears I have an extra guest here by accident. I'll fix that in a second. Welcome everyone. Welcome to another interesting stream, I'm sure. Let me knock off the crim sock here. Sorry about that. I couldn't. I think I forgot to take that down. Welcome everyone. It's been a week, hasn't it? Quite the week. Let me adjust the light there. Whoop, there we go. That's better. Hope it doesn't smash me in the face. Whoop, get over here. That's good enough. So everyone, welcome once again to what could be an interesting stream. Who knows? Maybe it won't. I don't know. 2077, they voted Anthony Grumoli the worst creator to slander in America. Hey, that's fair. 2077 sounds like a long way away. Yeah. Yeah. This is a solo stream this week. No special guests, though we'll be having a lot of discussion about special guests, I'm sure, today. Today's stream is about a few different things. For one exciting thing in today's stream, you all made a TVTropes page, and it's still up. I am surprised that the moderators with good taste did not shut it down, but it's up now. That's all well and good. I'm also going to be discussing some drama. Some fun drama, some bad drama, some wild drama, but drama all the same. And not all the drama you think it's going to be. There's a little bit here and there that you might be surprised about. I'm also here to discuss, of all things, this weekend stream, which I'm going to start with at the beginning, because I think it's a really cool project that I want to talk about. We're going to be doing a charity stream this weekend. I've got my guests almost finalized. Everyone has been lined up, which is going to be really exciting. I have the stream thumbnails up. I'm going to bring them up right now, actually, as a matter of fact. 1 second. Let me just bring out your dead, as they do. Wait, where did I even put them? Where are we? Okay, I guess I can't find them. Well, that's all good. The point is this it? This is the old thumbnail. I don't like that. It's ugly and gross and disgusting. Terrible thumbnail. You know what? I'll find it eventually. But the stream itself is going to be centered on me playing Kingdom Hearts. There'll be a few guests, some familiar faces, some people who have never been on my streams before. A ton of people were open to joining, so I'm really excited to see how that goes. And I'll be playing Kingdom Hearts for all the weekend. Guests will be coming in, coming out. We're going to be raising money for the Trevor Foundation, which is a major charity that I trust for the most part. And we're going to see how it goes. We're going to try raising up to $5,000. We'll see if we can hit that goal. If not, we'll come close to it. And if it doesn't work out, we'll keep the charity going all year round. So it all works out. But, yeah. Hi, Angels Aren't in Gaming. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, Ant. Hope you're doing okay. I think I'm doing all right, too. But we'll see how it goes. Which Kingdom Hearts game? We're going to be playing the original game. It's going to be as much as we can get done. Liquid's back. Thank you for super chat. Compliment. Your accent is similar to Alan Alda. Hey, that's fair. I actually have heard that a few times. I've heard also that I'm similar to Howard Stern, which is interesting because my disposition is very different than Howard Stern, I guess, but we're going to see how that goes. You're going to end, I'm not sure what you said there. Blue Sky people who think I are, then they bullied me too. Okay, well, we'll get to that soon. Because there's actually two different dramas that happened at the exact same day last week over two very different topics, yet very similar topics. And for some reason, Sai finds herself in the middle of all of it, so we'll get to that shortly. Chris? Where's Chris? Chris. Is there a Chris somewhere? Mystic Blue. I'm not sure who Chris is talking about. Anyway. Gibberish Kiss. Hi, Ant. Can't stay for long, but I'm about to end Nyx. Have fun. Oh, thank you. Have fun. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what was going on. So. Yeah, two dramas have hit the Grimolia. I didn't want to make that the thumbnail because I'm from New York and that's a very sensitive topic, but that's kind of what it is. Okay, so let's get started with the lesser of the two dramas, which is also, ironically, the more impactful of the two. Because you see, there's two dramas this past week. One drama is a direct attack on my professional image, and the other is high school squabbling. So naturally, we're going to spend more time in the high school squabbling, but we're going to start with the actual business declarations in terms of attacks on my industry and business, as it were, and it's the thumbnail I brought up first. A second email has been sent. That's right. Remember this thing? Remember these emails from a while ago? The email that was sent to a bunch of different influencers and content creators about me saying how bad I was, that I mentioned about like 5 months ago, back in October. Remember that? The Lily Orchard one? There's a second one. It was just sent last week, as a matter of fact. Yeah, and almost within a couple hours of it being sent, two of the people who sent out the email reached out to me and went, oh, hey, they're talking smack again. So we're going to... Now, of course, I've blocked out the sender. I've blocked out the people who received the email. Many of whom, or actually all of whom, are YouTubers with over 100,000 subscribers, I believe. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, I think. This might be easier to demonstrate. Let me see if I can make my head a little smaller here to make sure it's... Because it's, for whatever reason, they always have to make it... Let me zoom in a little more. Oh, that's a little too much. All right. We're going to click and drag a little bit. So... We're going to dramatically read this email first. We're going to talk about the implications, and I'm going to question why you sent it when you know at least one person sent me the email. Like, okay, buddy, whatever you say. It does start with So, I will say a couple people who received this email are people who I directly collaborate with or work with, so I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get undue attention their way, but rest assured, some people I've worked with, some people I have not worked with, but they're pretty big names all the same. So, and you're going to, I think, get a kick out of how they end this email too. This is, again, as mentioned before, they're trying, in case you don't remember the last email, I'm going to play a little clip from the YouTube video that played the email last time. So no, to recap, I'm going to let myself take it over for a little bit. All right? Let's play a little clip from an old video of mine, and we're going to refresh some memories. So, in case you don't remember, this is what happened last time. It started with an email sent to multiple big-name YouTubers last night. The email in question, which I will show on screen right now, but with the redaction of the sender as well as the YouTubers sent this message, because I don't want to get them involved. It's not their business. They're just being dragged into an argument that's not really relevant to them. In case that flashed on screen too fast, I am going to take time to read some of the letter to you right now. Dear YouTube entrepreneurs. So I see the YouTube user has stopped using hi as their as their introduction. I'm writing this letter to you in order to speak against the actions of an upcoming YouTube media critic, Anthony Grimuglia. He, alongside his newly found friends, Cy Scribbles, she/her, and Crimson Ender, he/they, have been organizing what now qualify. This is going to be the first of at least 2 times Crim is misgendered in this stream. So I'm very sorry, Crim. By other people. As a harassment campaign. I just want to point out that Crimson Ender's pronouns are not he/they. That would be misgendering, but I digress. Ever since Hiding in Private's 3-hour response video has inspired them to have their own take on the matter, the trend that followed quickly stopped being the matter of criticism. I've tried to mitigate between them and minimize the damage done. My efforts were futile. Maybe you can steer him the right way. He looks up to you. He buddies with you. He commissions artwork. Proof it's no longer criticism. The creator affected by the harassment I am not expecting you to like or respect. On Tumblr there are now at least 70 individual blogs dedicated to dunking on her. Several named just like her. The size is on par with has-been hotel critics, sick, and is interacting with them daily. Cy is very happy to use any incriminating evidence against Lily, like Patreon exclusive audio leaked by Kiwi Farms.
verbal abuse doesn't affect me. I've been verbally abused almost constantly for like 20...
Sigh, how dare you use leaked audio from Kiwi Farms. Okay, that being said, though, all joking said, oh, this was a fundraiser for Rain, too. We raised some money for that, which is pretty cool, actually. Anyway, so I'm going to skip ahead to this a little bit because I don't really care about repeating Lily's leaked Patreon audio.
On to the things you say.
There we go. For Ant, it is acceptable behavior. Bear in mind, every stream clip you see from Lily was 99.9% is from the copy archived by Kiwi Farms, like the one used in Ant's video at 9 minutes. Okay, also they're clipped from other streams that Lily has done. Like, they're clipped all over the internet. I don't know what to tell you. I don't go on Kiwi Farms. Can't stand the site. Think it's terrible. An artist once issued I also made this one a Trevor Project fundraiser. It's pretty cool. Again, it's like poetry. It rhymes. It's great. A takedown notice for one of her videos, and she fought it.
The first time, if you do not submit the...
This is like
Streamception.
That me watching a video of myself, watching a video of Lily in my video. I love it.
You can just submit counter notifications and one with some...
Right, my head. She's very clearly aware then. I hate the innocuous, really. So I ask you, Lily, what if she's a bitch? So what if she's a lousy critic? So what if she doesn't take criticism? So what if she hates Rocky Horror? So what if she's writing Mary Sue's at 30? Does that excuse their behavior? Were this to happen to any Fox News commentator, even you would agree that this took too far. And we're talking about the individual with the third longest thread on Kiwi Farms. I'm not going to get into that. I don't believe it is the third longest thread in Kiwi Farms. I don't even think it's close. I don't think her thread's that popular, frankly. It's probably way worse. Anyway, you get the idea, right? Like, they made this whole sob story. Also, half the email was about Courtney. Keep that in mind. It will come into play later. Ant might hate Kiwi Farms, but their videos have so far earned their respect. Whatever criticism they have, considering the form it takes, it ain't worth it. I also, and it goes on to discuss Lily Orchard's accusations by Courtney. It takes up about half the email. These particular so I want to make sure no one ever says I never discussed the allegations Courtney levied against Lily. Right there is an example of me talking about it. So I want to just point that out right there. Yeah, so that's that. Let's move this one away. I don't think we have a use for... Let me actually move this aside in case you have to come back to it for some reason. I'll put it right there. That's good. Cool. So we'll hold on to that. We'll put that aside in case we need it for later. We probably won't, but... Anyway, so that was the old email. This is the new email. This is sent to all the exact same people it was sent to the first time. So you would think, oh, hey, I sent this email out to all these creators. Ant got the email. Someone's leaking the email to Ant. I shouldn't send a second one. That would be your thought process. That would be the logical, cohesive next step in terms of what you think you should do. Nope. They sent it again to all of the exact same people the first time. Oh my god. Cinder the Deer, thank you for Super Chat. I watched your response to Wendigoon's video on Dante's Inferno and loved how it provided historical context behind Dante's work. Have some dough. Thank you so much, Cinder. And again, I want to reiterate that I really want to do more stuff like that. More respectful, insightful discussion and discourse about media. I think discussion of media is very important because it helps us analyze how media impacts us, how we relate to media. That will come into play more in the second half of what we're doing. I'm so tall I have to lower this chair a little bit so I can get into the camera lens. Otherwise I'm like crouching over. Keep that in mind. I do want to bring it up. So let's talk about this email. Once again, bugging you all about Ant. Ugh. Sigh, thank you for Super Chat. People keep wanting us to make videos dedicated to Lily's allegations when June got the job done better than we could, and it has 1 million views. Yeah, exactly. What more is there for us to say about the allegations? There's nothing we can say. It's not we didn't make the allegations. Someone else did. A documentarian discovered them totally fine. And while I have issues with the June video, which I have made explicitly clear multiple times, one thing I do not have an issue with is that it does lay out the information in a cohesive manner that can be communicated clearly. My issues with the June video are about presentation of certain information. And I think they could have redone that thumbnail, because that thumbnail, no. I get it's in his style, but I've said enough of that. No need to retread old ground. I think everyone knows where I stand on that. I think it's I think June made a few oversights to fit his house style, and in doing so, placed some not so great imagery there that is quite transphobic in my opinion. But that's old ground. I don't need to go over it right now. But there's nothing for me to add. What more can I say? Go over the allegations that someone else made? It's not my allegations. It's not my story to tell. I can support it. I can point to it, but I can't repeat it. It just seems unethical to me. And it seems very Turkey Tom-esque, which is what Turkey Tom did, you know? Anyway, let's stop beating around the bush. Let's take a look at this email, and then we'll cover more stuff. Hi. I'll be surprised if you did not block me on site. I sent you some very lousy email, truly a verbal diarrhea. Tried to be so progressive, and yet got one's pronouns wrong, which was stupid. Hey, this person's acknowledging mistakes. As for why it was lousy, the righteous anger got to me. When I saw Ant's video getting the Kiwi Farm seal of approval on said site, when I saw him rely on the work of Kiwi Farm users, when I saw him tweet one person's not indigenous because of the wrong skin color. That's not what I said. I said that she isn't indigenous because she's not indigenous. But okay. Lastly, when I saw him reblogging from a user, calling the person's followers degenerates, all in the pics I sent with the email. I thought I got the silver bullet. The thing that will strike him down. I decided instead of sharing it on the sharing it in the open, got no interest in online fights with people who call me names. I decided to go to the top to deal as much damage with minimal effort. Oh, you certainly put minimal effort into it, buddy. By appealing directly to people who should be concerned in the first place. That didn't work. So what has changed for me to rear my ugly head again? Not much. That's valid. Mostly his friend, Sai, announcing her newest victory as a source explicitly naming the dreaded site. I don't care to click on any of these links, by the way. Listen, you're going to get a lot of notes in the second half of this drama section. I don't care about these links. You think that it is a mask-off moment, but no. Earlier, she defended using the site's findings with, "It's just a gossip site. Those fearing them the most are all pedos, etc." Don't care if Sai said that right there. Sai's opinions on Kiwi Farms is her own. It's not mine. You know what? Here's the thing. If you see it as a resource for data, okay. I see it as a very dangerous site that people can get harassed on. But listen, that's not my point of discussion there. I'm not going to pull a Keffels and launch a massive war against the website while then doing something terrible to hide. So far, this email is terrible, though. It hasn't called out anything that I've done. It's attacking Sai, but talking about me. You're going to see a lot that what Sai does tends to be conflated with what I'm doing, and we'll get to that later. Not to call you out, Sai, but it seems to be like whatever you do gets stuck on my face. I could keep going with all these emails. Okay. Okay. All right. I may have not censored this enough. Someone's newest collaborator healed, aka Tattletale encounter with her in December last year when she, Krim, and their combined followers were in an open brawl which started with Krim claiming Patricia Taxon was transandrophobic. This is what they had to say about Sai afterwards. Okay, so Patricia Taxon, I'm not going to get into any of that whatsoever. I am not going to discuss Patricia Taxon in any fashion whatsoever because it's not relevant to anything I do. Krim has said his piece on it. That's fine. It's not my business. I don't want to get involved with that, frankly. Anyway, but let's keep going with this. So, I do think that commissioning artwork for your videos from such a person should put some serious doubt on one's status as a progressive voice. So Ant's guilt in this comes not only from association, but also collaboration. Didn't he also make videos about that mean lady? What mean lady? I didn't make any videos on Patricia Taxon, so I don't know what you're talking about. Didn't he also make videos? Sorry. For fuck's sake, his April Fool's stream was all about that lady, with Sai joining in, that day on her channel, impersonating her with a green-eyed, i.e. jelly, Aryan blonde whitewashed representation of her. Forgot that part. I think I just kind of just skimmed the email a little bit. I didn't. Oh my goodness. Oh, that mean lady. Oh, Lily. By the way, all people in this email do not like Lily Orchard, for one reason or another. Every single person emailed does not like her already. So, Sai, apparently you whitewashed Lily Orchard with CD Orchard, which is we'll get to CD Orchard later. Sai's April Fool's Day video had repercussions far outside of what I ever expected, many of which came back to bite me in the ass. We'll get to that later. I don't know how I got bit in the ass by it. I had nothing to do with it, but apparently I was held accountable for Sai's April Fool's Day joke. Not sure why. We'll get to that later. By the way, I think a few people were laughing at something in here, and I think that was it. Does this qualify as lolcow farming? Surely, this must be it. Here he calls her a snowflake. Okay. Here, on the other hand, he reblogs a post justifying his involvement, which unfortunately contains the words whitewashing. SA. KF at consorts? I don't know what that means. Oh, it is about as close to a fact as can possibly be that we have more and better documentation on one Chris Chan than any other singular entity in history. Not by the way of expert hackers, stalkers, or anything of the sort. It was all given by Chris willingly. The same goes for Lily, to a far more controlled extent, obviously. And yeah, exactly. Everything was surrendered by them. They gave us everything. Everything that could possibly be said, they told us. Oh my goodness. We're all mature enough to admit that a lolcow can in fact be guilty of making a shitty game, of being a snitch, of being an autist, etc. For the harassment to still be wrong, we also are aware that in the political sphere, we do not combat such monsters like Musk or Gavin Newsom by making them into lolcows. Actually, we do. All right. The biggest reaction you got from right-wing politicians was when you called them weird. Not when you insulted their policies or argued their ideas. Calling them weird actually got them more, upset than anything else. So, yeah. And it actually gained ground in certain elections. You can just win elections by calling the other guy really, really weird. It can be done. Even if it's bad for their PR, even if it diminishes their power, somehow, because no one votes for them if they're weird. You know, you'll get elected if you make people feel like you're uncomfortable. Gavin Newsom's cow is the only thing that people know about the guy with. Ants, Size, Crims, and their followers' relationship to the prime trans-misogynistic cyber-stalking site on the English language internet in no way can be described as unrelated or neutral. There is no fellow traveler shit. This is collaboration. I have never used Kiwi Farms. I don't know how many times I gotta say that. I have never once even been on the site for Kiwi Farms. Everything I know about that site, Kiwi Farms, has been against my will and from someone else telling me. I do not want to even touch the site with a pole. Sorry, Kiwi Farms. I'm sure some of you guys are nice. I don't want to be on that website. Have fun with it. But I'm not getting my information from Kiwi Farms. Not even remotely. Everything is being provided through the avenues which I publicly access. And that's a key thing here that I'm going to discuss again later on. I do not have secret stuff on the internet. I can't keep a secret to save my life. So if I was going on Kiwi Farms, accessing information, I would say the information comes from Kiwi Farms. That's what I would say. But I never say that because it never comes from Kiwi Farms, or at least I don't acquire it from Kiwi Farms. It's that simple. I don't go on Kiwi Farms. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this. I'm sure some Kiwi farmers make excellent kiwis. Exactly, right? Anyway, so if I'm right, Why did I not convince you enough? Why did I not catch your eyeballs? We already explained the lousy email. Part of it is also that real friends don't follow each other's social media feeds so scrupulously. For you, he's just a YouTuber with some cool opinions and regular upload schedule. That's why he's rising. Who cares if he commissions artwork from a channer in all but name? I hold no grudge for you for not sharing my opinion. Unless you praise his dunkings of the mean lady, you did not actively contribute to the harassment. Whether you're a spouse, an average viewer, a publisher, etc., I'm just one person. My purchasing power is very limited. But this silence, it concerns me. And that's why Ant shouldn't be joining Nebula just yet. I don't think this is silence. I think this is a patented rejection of what you're saying. The fact I have this email from multiple people you emailed within minutes of you sending it proves that they are listening. And they do not like you. Now, again, I've omitted the person's email because I don't want to actually embarrass them beyond this. This is fine. This is enough. I suspect also the fact that I said that they want me off. They don't want me on Nebula might reveal a few of the names here, but I digress. Nick Wolf, thank you for super chat. Shouldn't join Nebula yet. There's hope for you, Ant. I appreciate that. But yeah. Sai, thank you for super chat. If this is Sabine, their purchasing power is high. That's true. Sabine spends a lot of money. I also banned Sabine immediately from the Discord, from the chat and stream. I gave them a 24-hour timeout. If they come back again, I'll ban them because they are a doxer, as far as I'm concerned. Or at least they think they're doxing. I don't know if that's actually true or not. Why is Connie white? Why is Connie white? Blackwashing. Oh, it's a blackwashing video, I think. Anyway, this email is absolute garbage, and again, this is actual slander. This is actually in all joking aside, this is an actual attempt to damage my reputation with other YouTubers. As they said themselves, this is to inflict maximum damage upon my channel. It is designed to inflict harm to me personally. And that's not cool. In fact, that's kind of bad, actually. The people who received this, either it went in their spam folder immediately, never saw it, or they sent it to me. In fact, one person in this email I noticed was following me after it was sent, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, no, this is bad. This is a bad email. It also will have no effect on me professionally because no one takes it seriously, as they should not. And I'm going to get into one more thing also. Kyla T. I just find it funny that of the vast amount of people who talk about Lily, it's you they're targeting like this. Yeah, exactly. I think the thing is, Kyla, that I think is what drives this whole thing, is that they see my channel rising in popularity. They see it getting attention. I want to point out something real quick. I'm going to come back to my channel right here. Let's go back to this. I'm going to bring up my channel real quick. So right here we have my YouTube channel, right? It's all right here. Let me move this over a little bit. When was the last time I had a video talk about Lily? Let's take a look. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Oh, right here. The plagiarism video. The video I just played for you where Lily accused me of plagiarizing and I got a weird threatening email. That was the last time I talked about Lily. That was 5 months ago. This is the last actual video I uploaded involving Lily in any capacity. And it was responding to her accusations that I plagiarized my work from We Are Not Alive, The Dire Gentleman. Before that, it was... Oh, right here. The writing response video, right? Where Lily's writing advice came up. That was 6 months ago. Lily always wants to show my channel where she tried banning a bunch of my videos. That was 8 months ago. And before that, the extremely popular Pokemon response video, which has more views than the original Pokemon video, that was 8 months ago as well. I did 4 videos, the most recent of which was 5 months ago. and a stream last week, and an April Fool's Day stream last week. My channel isn't about Lily Orchard. It really isn't. Like, I made a couple of streams. I responded to her copyright striking my channel. And I did a video making fun of her writing advice because that was the first thing I've discovered of her. It's been a while. Yet, to these individuals, my channel is just a Lily Orchard gossip channel. To them. And that's not the case. Not even a little bit. So, again, why loop me in with this? Yeah, and as Sai said, an April Fool's stream was just us getting drunk and pretending to be apologetic and admit Lily is a genius. Yeah, it was a gag that we ended up pointing out. Hey, Lily's actually really terrible. She's not talented at creating, and she's a terrible human being who abuses people horribly and mistreats them. And we talked about that in the stream. We even brought up the allegations against Lily in that stream. But this isn't a Lily Orchard drama channel. We've discussed other people. I've tried to engage in a bigger conversation with media and art with creators outside of my circle and within my circle in a way that's dynamic and interesting. And I've been collaborating with people in a way that I think is really exciting. Over the last month, I've tried to instill the idea that you can disagree with people and still not walk away with like personal insults and hating each other. Unfortunately, that was also part of what led me to the second piece of drama, which I will discuss in detail shortly, but I do want to check a few questions out and comments out before we move on to that. And of course, it also involves Lily Orchard, because of course it does. Indirectly, but whatever. Looking at some comments here. They only ignored the content that isn't about Lily. Exactly. They ignored all the content that had nothing to do with Lily Orchard and just assumed it was just a few bits in here, but it's been a while. Can't wait for the OSB collab. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. I'm hoping it all works out. I want to, until it's done, I always want to say anything can happen, but that looks to be coming up in the future, which I'm excited about. But there are other collaborations I'm working on too, including one guest who might be showing up to the charity stream that a couple guests actually who might show up that I haven't collaborated with yet, but apparently really like my content and I like their work, and just mutual appreciation of each other's work. I've been also talking with a different Lily about collaboration, a very different Lily, one that's actually talented at creation, about potentially collaborating in the future. Oh yeah, they've always said it's Kinky Mation I'm gonna try collaborating with, but that's not finalized yet. It's not finalized yet. I mentioned in Discord that might happen. It might happen, but we'll see. We'll see. Did you ever figure out where the external links to your videos and CBR on the other sites were coming from? No, I never figured it out. I tried. I looked at some Mary Jane focused articles to see if the link was coming from there, but it's not, which is unusual. For those who don't know, I got like a bunch of views from CBR in my most recent Mary Jane video. Like a bunch of them were linked from there, but I couldn't figure out what article was discussing my video or linking to my video. And it's funny because I, of course, used to write for CBR. I have a whole history there. This will also come up later. I have a whole thing planned. Don't worry. But, yeah. Anyway, let's about Discord. We'll get to that in a bit. Is it Neuralities who maybe show up in you? It's not Neuralities. I have not gotten in contact with Neuralities yet, but I would love to collaborate with Neuralities if she is out there listening. I know she's seen at least one of my videos. I would hopefully she likes more than just one. I would like, but again, I digress. I really like her videos. I think she's really cool. Okay, let's talk about the second trauma, of which I have a whole bunch of stuff set up for this. So, it all started on Sai's Discord, where all things seem to go nowadays. All right, let me knock this one off. Let me set the scene for all of you for a bit. Neuralities has to collaborate with you. She's basically the Rule 63 version. Yeah. So for those who don't know, there was a while back where some of my online critics were trying to imply I was Neurality's secret cousin to insult me. It was very stupid. Okay. So, how do I begin with this? Where's the good natural starting point? Yes, there's one more drama, and this is the big one. Let's start with... All right. Yeah, let's do this. All right. Here's what we're going to talk about. This channel is I Love Kim Possible a Lot. They are a former collaborator of Lily Orchard, and they had a whole big expose on them. And for the last couple of days, she's been annoying the fuck out of me. And I have to say, I think I have stumbled upon the biggest collection of cry bullies and idiots I've ever encountered on this website. The level of pettiness from this particular group is so extreme that I am ready to put my foot down on all of it. Completely. Without end, because it is so stupid, so moronic, so petty, so childish that I am tired of having to get these stupid fucking messages from a bunch of stupid fucking people about this stupid fucking problem. Let's just do it. So, I Love Kim Possible a Lot has had a bunch of subscribers, but not a whole bunch of views. Now, she was on Psy's Discord server, as many people end up going. Psy's Discord, I should say right now, they tend to be one of those... It's one of those Discords where my mom once described herself as a friend of the friendless, they said. You know, the kind of idea that all the outcasts in society came to a place where they could be accepted and loved by each other. Where they can collect and kind of find community amongst each other. And Psy's Discord server in a lot of ways is that. A lot of people who were former Lily fans, maybe struggled a little bit socially, maybe had some bad encounters with bullies online, a lot of them kind of came to Psy's Discord and found community with each other. Granted, a lot of that had to do with disliking a singular person, but very quickly the anti-Lily channel on Psy's Discord became General Part 2. In fact, more general chat than general chat. A running gag was someone just randomly saying, "Hey Lily, we're talking about furries instead of you." Just to, which again, I was there kind of infrequently, I'd pop in occasionally, but it seemed like a pretty decent collection of people. One of them was I Love Kim Possible a Lot, who was a former collaborator with Lily Orchard before dropping this big video on her about 10 months ago. Well, I'm Not Friends with Lily Orchard, where after years of co-signing just by everything Lily Orchard said, she decided to release a whole big expose. Now, I want to play a little bit of this because I think it's relevant. We'll see if I Love Kim Possible a Lot tries to take a page out of Lily's book and copyright strike this video. We shall find out.
Recently about
Indian writing, but will be 30 by the
some things a few months ago. Lily has done some pretty immoral things that I wasn't aware of, and I didn't go looking for originally because of my own triggers. The biggest is writing this fanfic called Stockholm. I'm not going to go into the subject matter too much because it's disgusting, but it involves My Little Pony characters having relationships with coded children from the My Little Pony universe. Lily claims she didn't write this fanfiction, but there's tons and tons and tons of evidence that she did, and we'll get more to that later. Now, something else I have the unfortunate knowledge of is Lily also likes to lie. When people brought up that she wrote this fan fiction, she lied, even though there's a mountain of evidence that she did, including audio of her discussing character tropes in it.
The interesting thing about Stockholm is that it's actually the equestria depicted in Stockholm is trigender.
Okay, so right here we got a few things that are like, okay, Lily said this, Lily said that. Again, pretty standard sorts of anti-Lily stuff. And she goes into detail more over the course of the video, discussing what Lily has lied about, trying to expose her for her crimes. Okay, so far, no issue. Where I happened to notice something interesting, however, is right... I'm opening up something for later. Just putting something aside for right now that I forgot to set up. Don't worry, I'll come back in later. You'll know what I'm talking about soon. It's right here. She decides to... Oh. Ignore that. Right here.
point of contention that may cause Lily to dismiss any criticism
I'm
sent
sorry.
her
Where
way,
is it?
but you may have
Oh, right
noticed
here.
that I
Sorry.
just said American Indian and Indian. Both are
And links below if you want to check my work. Lily Orchard, Lily Pete, Jerry Pete, Tara Callie.
Oh, great. I didn't realize. I forgot that she just dead names Lily Orchard here. That's fantastic.
Was on Tumblr 3 minutes later claiming that she felt used. Then she proceeded to tell her fans not to reach out to me, only so she could start painting a narrative herself. I recorded this conversation, which I'll play in a second, to make sure the contents weren't fabricated later, since Lily seems to be a pathological liar when she's caught in hot water. I don't like recording people without their knowledge, but I had to both protect myself, as well as this being an out-of-water case for an alleged rapist.
Okay. I want you to hold that thought for a second. She doesn't like recording people. Let's hold that thought for a bit, shall we? But then immediately records Lily without any knowledge, any of her knowledge. Already, now granted, this ultimately doesn't actually solve anything, this recording. It doesn't actually resolve any of the problems. We also know that Lily wrote Stockholm. We know that for a fact because she published it under her name multiple times in the past. Again, every single thing that we know about Lily, Lily has told us. But in this small section right here, which I've referenced in previous videos, we see a pattern of behavior that will become extraordinarily important as we keep going. And trust me, I haven't forgotten anything with this discussion.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm alright. How are you?
Good, good. How's your leg doing?
Well, it turns out, I have limited mobility. I cannot walk very much, and as much as I thought it was just me being out of shape, turns out I have an actual chronic injury, and I'm going to have to buy a cane.
That sucks to hear. Are you gonna be okay? Like,
yeah, I'll be okay. I just need to, not overdo it like I did the last 2 days.
right, that's fair. I mean, I imagine taking Lolo around would kind of exacerbate that, right? Walking around a lot.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That's a weird reaction, right? It's kind of a weird way to react to someone who, saying they need a cane. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this has never come up again after Lily talked about hiking everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll also come up later, by the way, too. Lily going on hikes. We'll get to that later.
Okay, well, I just wanted to check in because I've just been kind of concerned about some of the stuff I've been seeing, regarding your things, or, first of all, are you okay? Do you need to talk about it more?
What do you mean specifically?
I don't even know where to start, but your sister did a YouTube video or something, right?
Oh, yeah, Courtney. I don't call Courtney my sister anymore because, quite frankly, gosh, she is a piece of work. Courtney has decided that because I live a better life than her, that she's gonna try and tell people that I molested her as a child. I didn't. Go on.
Well, I guess I understand, but it's just kind of a lot on the table, I guess, for me and my triggers, kind of learning about that.
Okay, so let's talk a second right here. Now, obviously, KP started recording Lily without her knowledge. This doesn't accomplish anything, this whole conversation. I'll skip to the end because the middle isn't as important right here. It's just circling the wheels, Lily dodging the discussion, KP pushing. And it ends, of course, with this part.
In regards to content, and just hosted a shitload of child porn. So I wrote a book where basically a bunch of I wrote a fic where a bunch of pedophiles just get shot in the head. And then Bronies got really mad about it and started lying about its contents.
Right. Well, from my understanding, the context are Scootaloo and some of the other CMC have like relations with the with Rainbow Dash and stuff?
Nope.
Right.
Why are you asking me about all this?
Because I'm just kind of confused about like what's going on, and I just like, if that were the case, I don't know why, if like it was making the rounds again, I don't know why you didn't tell me, hey, you know, this like fan fiction's making the round, just so you, like, I have to like to kind of be exposed with this with other people, and I'm just kind of just confused at this point.
I just generally don't talk about it because, you know, it's one of the more persistent pieces of fiction that pass around about me, because nothing passes the rounds better than passes the rounds more than trans girl predator.
Right.
And just
Okay,
I just don't talk about it. I don't acknowledge it. I don't give it attention. That's pretty much all it's been.
Okay, well, I guess at this point, regardless of you v. Courtney, like, I understand, I think there's been some transphobia on the table, and that's not okay. So, as a favor to you, if I reached out to Courtney and got her to apologize for the trans
No,
comments.
no. I do not want you to reach out to Courtney at all.
Okay, well, let me put it this way. I don't feel comfortable with any of this, Lily. I don't feel comfortable with these allegations against you. I just don't. So,
All right, goodbye.
okay, bye.
Now, I think, okay, so let's take a couple steps back here. Now, obviously, the way I've used this referenced before, that Lily is trying to avoid confrontation, and in doing so, refuses to deny the allegations made against her without vague threats, because she knows she's guilty, because she knows she did it. However, a few things are established about KP in this discussion, too. Yes, Lily is obviously did horrible things. KP is also recording some without their consent. And to no productive value of that, nothing was accomplished with this beyond Lily dodging accountability. Lily very clearly was suspicious immediately. That's why she probably hung up quickly as well. It's like, this doesn't accomplish anything. She didn't get any answers. Lily denied it. Yeah, the rest of the video is Courtney's account, which, you know, I think is valuable. You should listen to it. And Britt, who will be a character later on as well. Britt's interesting. Britt, if you're in chat, Britt, just say hi. Britt was the only person that June interviewed for his big Lily Orchard video. I think because of all the people, June rightfully assumed that she was the least, the one that was able to give the best answers, I'll say that. A couple super chats we just read. I'm going to just take a look real quick. Actually, let me scroll down to the top chats real quick. One sec. So, fan funny, I'm sorry. So, Nick Wolf, bring the hammer down and call the lightning, Anto. I'll certainly try to. Sam, I am. A bit off topic, but I've been reading Spider-Man Octogirl. It's basically just Doc Ock got reincarnated and shares a body in a high school girl. So he got isekai, is what you're saying. So it's isekai Doc Ock. I love it. Hizaki Kentai, thank you for super chat. It's occurred to me that Lily probably doesn't show evidence because if she does, it'll set the precedent to her fans that they need more than her word to believe her. Oh, 100%. Lily is completely conniving in that way. She withholds evidence because her fans will just believe her word for it, but when confronted with evidence, she has nothing else to refute it with. That's why she'll throw accusations she'll throw accusations against her critics, just willy-nilly. Iron, bad fan fiction defense monies. Fair enough. All right, but let's take a step back. So this video helped establish KP as a main figure in people critical against Lily Orchard. And a lot of people kind of believed her that, you know, that she was very much just someone taken off guard by Lily's actions, that she was a friend in the brony community, and she just wanted to call her out. I have doubts. Not that her story is accurate. I think everything she's saying is true. I have doubts that her motivations were entirely so sincere. Glitchy Glitch, thank you, Super Chat. Hello, it's me again. YouTube didn't notify me again that the stream was starting. What did I miss? Threatening emails, Lily Orchard drama, basically. Old Lily Orchard drama. Anyway, so what ends up happening is things go on. The June video comes out. KP is on Sai's Discord and frequently messaging people. I forget if I messaged her first or if she messaged me, but eventually we reach out to each other and discuss the idea of potentially in the future collaborating on a project. Because I think I liked her vibes in the Discord. I think it was really neat. And we decided to collaborate in something. This is where the nightmare began. Now, this was around November, December. And of course, KP is more than welcome to spill every single DM that we have. I'm sure it's all fine. We discussed potentially the idea of working on a project about villains. I suggested working on villains who have like this kind of like romantic or erotic tension between each other with their hero. Because I thought, oh, hey, your name is I Love Kim Possible a lot. The first thing I thought of was what could really work with your style. And again, looking at her videos, a lot of it's very simple little video essay stuff. Not video essay, like little video response, a couple bigger videos. So I say, let's do this project. And so she's like, okay, let's come on a call and talk. And I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm thinking, you do have a history of recording calls, so I'll expect that going in. Now, around this time, I had also reached out to Courtney regarding some stuff, specifically in order where to send a cease and desist letter to Lily. I ultimately did not send the letter out. I felt the video was cease and desist enough, but Courtney did provide an address. KP during this call revealed it was her who provided Courtney with the address that Courtney then sent to me. So essentially, KP and Courtney were sharing Lily Orchard's private information with me. I chose not to use it because I felt that information was too dangerous to use. And I never shared it with anyone else. However, what I did do was keep the conversation going about the video. This whole letter never went anywhere, never did anything with anyone, but she did provide that information to me and took credit for it on a call. Oh, hey, Brit's in chat. Nice. But I felt the information was way too dangerous. It was concerning. I initially wanted to mail the letter out, but the more I thought about it, the more I felt this could be abused. If I get this in writing anywhere, this could be taken. If my computer's compromised, that could be stolen. Yeah, I didn't share it to Sai. I didn't share it with Sai. I didn't share it with anyone. I kept it secret because I felt it was too much. Because I felt this information was too dangerous to share, and I have no intention of ever sharing it with anyone ever. But the call continued, and KP revealed that she provided information to me, to Courtney, to me, which I thought was odd. Why would you bring it up during a call about plotting a video essay script? The video script itself didn't go to any places, despite me making it with her and this idea with her in mind. And again, KP will probably leak the call anyway, so we'll all hear it eventually. But I forget who came up with what, but I do recall I came up with the majority of it. I came up with the intention of ensuring that KP would have a say, because I know she likes Kim Possible based on her name. Yet she didn't seem to come up with any ideas regarding Kim Possible during the call, as far as I remember. Again, KP, if I'm mistaken, I'm sure you'll leak that call no matter what, so you got that going for you. I came up with a bunch of examples, I think like 20 or 30 examples maybe, I think. And the call ended with us going, okay, let's work on it together. We'll have a Word doc going. I'll add a bit, you add a bit, you add a bit, I'll add a bit. We'll go back and forth. And I wrote about, let's say, 600 words, 700 words in the script. But I noticed she hadn't opened up the document. Or at least she hadn't added anything. It was all me with my notes and my additional bits. And I'm like, hey, KP, you gonna work on it? Gonna work on the video script anytime soon? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. Hey, can you promote okay, can you spread the word about this video I have coming out on The Lion King? Absolutely, but we need to really get started working on a collab soon. That'd be kind of important. Oh yeah, just when you're ready, I'm like, okay. Keeps going. Note this around December. So this was around the time, I think I just had put out the big diversity video. And I was going to be putting out a video on Nostalgia Critic and Channel Awesome pretty soon. Alpaca Entertainment. Would you still do something with the initial video idea on your own? Because it could be a fun concept to see. Oh, absolutely. I wrote like 800 words in that script. I'm going to use it somewhere. You kidding? Like, I still I was writing the script, and she didn't have any contributions. Though I might rephrase it a bit, because the initial idea at one point was to do 2 videos. Like a divide the video in half at a certain point and have one video on my channel and go, oh, hey, you want to see the rest, go to KP's channel, and KP go, oh, you want to see the rest, go to Ant's channel. A mutual beneficial collaboration. I have never decided to do this ever since because that would be too difficult to coordinate, and she didn't contribute a damn thing. But again, I digress. Things keep going. Cut to about last week. About last week is when it started, I think. Where is the message I left? Okay, I don't have it here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I have it on Blue Sky. So let me pick up my Blue Sky post. That shows the whole thing. I posted it publicly. All this information is public, by the way. That's the wrong one. So right here, here's the initial message I sent. So this is on Size Discord in the general 2 chat, which is to say the Lily discussion chat, which is purely a general chat at this point. So the topic of KP came up. I forget what the context was. The context doesn't really matter. But she said, hey, people were discussing KP, and I was like, oh, some fun thing that happened. KP and I were going to collaborate on a project a while back, but that fell through because we couldn't build momentum with it. Now, note my phrasing. I did not want to antagonize KP with this because I don't want to make... listen, projects don't work sometimes. Look, things fall apart as the center cannot hold and things fall apart, as the old phrase goes. So I didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable. I didn't want to alienate her. I just wanted, hey, listen, the project didn't work out. Open to doing it again, but we couldn't build momentum on it. So far, no one knows anything about where the project actually went. KP's response. No, you stated you had a busy schedule, and eventually I assumed you weren't interested anymore. Please communicate with me before stating stuff. Keep in mind, this was about several hours later. So this was 1:47 p.m. This response was 4:32 p.m. And I'm like, that's a abrupt statement to make. Angel and Gaming, thank you, Super Chat. I think you made the right call withholding the private info, regardless of how Lily is. You're not an authority figure, and you're not a journalist anymore. Yeah, exactly. So I thought I was just being a very neutral statement, but she took a lot of offense to this. And I'm like, I mean, I asked a couple times if you wanted to continue, so I just felt you weren't interested. Again, she put the onus on me. So I said, hey, gentle pushback. You didn't add anything. So, there's a few more posts after that, but that's the gist of it. And this went on and on and on. Now, where did I post? Now, what happened also was something else happened at the same time. People started talking about Courtney. Now, Courtney Pete is a controversial figure. I'll put it that way. And she doesn't like me very much. And that's okay, because I don't need to be liked. But they said a few mean things about me in the past that have gotten me on the front page of Reddit at least once. And to prove that, I'm going to find the page that got me on the front page of Reddit. Specifically, on the... Where are you? 1 second. Let me scroll past here. 1 sec. Misanthropy. Why does that matter? Here we go. So, on this subreddit thread right here, Here's what it is. Courtney Pete, Lily Orchard's sister, calls out side scribbles and Anthony Gramuglia, plus anyone who makes videos on Lily's media criticism as opposed to alleged crimes. Gramuglia. Evidently, my name is unpronounceable, even in writing. Gramuglia is how you spell Anthony's surname. So basically, from 32 minutes and 20 seconds into the stream, it's 10 minutes long and it ends with her in tears about it. So content warning for emotional heaviness. Let me zoom in a little bit. I think it's good enough. Heaviness also mentions of pedophilia and predation and incest. So the calling out isn't simply for making one less important. I don't want to play the clip. I find it very distressing. And this got a lot of discussion. Basically, she went on a big tangent about Sai and myself criticizing media for Lily. I am a media critic. I focus on media. I don't focus on... I'm not a predator hunter. I'm not a drama farmer. I don't do any of that. All I do is I talk about media takes. That's my focus. That's my interest. For me to say otherwise would be disingenuous. I'm not a detective. I think that it's dangerous to hunt predators. For reasons I will make explicitly clear before this discussion is done, where I actually get angry. But we'll get to that later. But I'm not angry at Courtney. Never have been. Never will be. This is a person who's dealing with a lot of pain in their life. So, no matter what Courtney says, I will always look at it from the perspective of someone who's in pain lashing out. I will never, if I say something, it is simply to respond. I may be angry at the statement, but not the person. But that being said, I cannot rely on them as a person because they're very unreliable. Basically, went on a big tangent. One of the comments... The comments here got a little messy. They accused me of exploiting Lily for profit. Mind you, I'd only made 5 videos about her. And, well, no, I made 4 videos about her. And 2 of them were responses to her attacks on my character and attacks on my channel. In all of which, I mentioned the allegations at some point or another. These comments would drag me. And I actually engaged with a few of them. I reached out to some people and said, hey, I think there's a misunderstanding. I think it's a little difficult. I think there's miscommunication here. And some people pointed out, hey, Anthony responded to accusations of plagiarism. These are serious accusations against a writer. You don't mess around with this. But a lot of people thought I was making this about myself. A lot of people here point out that Courtney's statements were kind of irrational, that they were attacking people who were just covering the media takes because that's their topic, you know? And I got a death threat from Lily too. Oh, I forgot about that. The death threat. I almost forgot about that. Yeah. Thank you. There's a lot of people who have some statements about me that have been really rude here. But I read through it. I took it, on the chest. I respected that it's coming from a place of pain. Now, I did say this, however, in the same conversation. I feel like folks are capable of criticizing anyone and anything, but we're also allowed to respond to criticism. It's a neutral statement in response to the whole Courtney drama. Courtney is allowed to criticize me. As a victim of Lily, her pain is valid. And if she doesn't like what I do, she's allowed to criticize me. That's absolutely fair. But we are also allowed to criticize her response. We are allowed to respond to criticism. We do not have to grin and take it if we think it's unfair to us, especially if she's slandering us to her younger fans. All right, let me read a few super chats real quick because it's going to get ugly fast. Zorku, thank you for super chat. Grandma Ghoulie. Yeah, right? Britt, thank you for super chat. Meanwhile, I've been saying you and Sai have brought Lily's horrible behavior to light more in the last year than any other point in your online history. Yeah, I would think so too. Because we've been discussing it more. It's been in conversations. I don't want to act like I am responsible for a collective effort. I'm not. But people were criticizing Lily for years. But it wasn't until people criticized her media takes, that it gained traction because it was something people were interested in. No one wants to see, oh, drama intensifies, call out post. They want to say, oh, hey, here's the discourse. Let's engage in the discourse. And from that discourse, they get interested in the drama. No one cares if you say someone did something horrible. Some people do horrible things all the time. They need the invite to be interested. Why do I care this person did something terrible? I think that's why I think anyway. And that's why certain videos didn't gain traction the same way that criticizing media takes did. Because of the SEO value of it. Unfortunately, content is content on this platform, and certain content does better than other pieces of content because it's associated with things that people like. Angel Art and Gaming, thank you for Super Chat. I know firsthand how dangerous predator hunting is. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. You're not an officer. Just call the police if you suspect one. As you're about to see, before this chat is done, I deeply agree with that. And you're going to find out exactly why I think everything that they've done so far is complete bullshit. But let's come back to this, because I want to bring something up here. It's important to note. Let's go back to the YouTube drama subreddit again. Let's go back. Let's go back right here. Now. Wait, what? Ah, 6 months ago. Where was it? Oh, here you go. What is this? I don't know what this is. That's a weird one. I don't know what that is. Okay, sorry. Sorry, 1 second. Just getting this up. I should have gotten this up sooner. Here we go. Right here. Perfect. Courtney has recently changed her content strategy a little bit on YouTube. She got a lot of success discussing the Black Griffin allegations. Now, Courtney initially left Sai's Discord. I'm going to bring this up right here as well. There are a few reasons why Courtney left. One of which is because of me. And one of which is because of the collective decisions we made about work. I'm going to start with the big reason first that everyone agrees with, as well as finding a secondary reason why I personally feel accountable for Lily leaving Sai's Discord. So when June was bringing up that he was doing a Lily Orchard video, one thing that Courtney kept saying was that she wanted everyone to react to, I think Sai also said that she wanted to react to it as well, the June video, to kind of go through everything and watch it on live or whatever. I was always hesitant on that. I admit I don't really see much point in watching reacting to a factual documentary beyond saying, yep, that happened. That also happened. There's nowhere for me to offer any ideas or thoughts. I'd rather let the work speak for itself, and that video did quite well, ignoring my issues with it. So yeah, Courtney left Sai's Discord after Sai and I both mutually agreed there's not much for us to say. Like, what are we going to add to this? Like, it was more of an idea where Sai was tossing around and Courtney was tossing around, but Courtney took it very seriously. And Courtney, very quickly after we said we don't want to do it, left. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with the thumbnail. I've discussed that ad nauseum. Again, I have a YouTube drama section on this page of me criticizing the thumbnail. There's a lot of YouTube drama threads about me, actually, now I think about it. But another reason is me personally. And I think it's going to become incredibly ironic. One reason why Courtney left the Discord when I show this. You're going to know why it's ironic before this stream is done. So, first and foremost, this was November 4th. That same day, November 4th, was another stream I did. Specifically, a stream I did. Let me get it up. Right here. November 4th is the day I reacted to Jara's bad media takes. Just a Robot. Everyone's favorite friend, Just a Robot. See, let me show the date so you know. November 4th, 2024. Same day. November 4th. That's important. Because same day I announce I'm doing a Just a Robot stream criticizing his media takes, which ends up with me criticizing his racism and bigotries, etc. Courtney posts this. Isn't Jar a pedo? Who gives a fuck about his media takes? So Sai says unclear, but he sure thinks just gooning with people in your community and YouTube circle is normal. And Courtney goes back, I've never understood this focus on what shitty predatory people think about anything, let alone TV shows. And Sai responds, like, well, this dude was always a weird autist, but we just found out recently all the gooner shit, lol. So, right there, the beginning happens, the cracks. Because if you notice whenever Courtney criticizes me personally, she says, why are they focusing on the media takes? Now, we tried to explain, there's a bunch of screen caps I found. Most of them aren't relevant. The people tried to discuss with Courtney saying, oh, the value of why you should discuss media takes maybe influences their opinions, you get to understand what their perspectives are, etc. But Courtney just didn't see eye to eye with us, and that's fine. She doesn't have to. However, shortly thereafter, she left the Discord. Now, I'm not saying that's because of that, but I am saying it's an interesting coincidence that it happened that way, isn't it? And she shot it down immediately. By the way, Jar is not a predator. Jar is a creep who defended a groomer, but he himself is not a predator himself. He has a lot of flaws, but let's keep the eye on what he actually did. It's very different than being a predator. He did a lot of out-of-pocket stuff and did a lot of terrible stuff, but that's not one of them. He did defend a gooner. He did defend a groomer, though. So, Glitchy Glitch, thank you for Super Chat. I think it's important to inform the public when someone has preyed on another, especially if they're a child, so people can avoid interacting with said person. But predator hunting is not that. Agreed. And trust me, we're building up to something. I'm going to be extremely angry before this is done. And you're going to see where. So Courtney then goes on a bunch of rants about me. Okay. I say this. That's fine. Say, hey, pretty mild take in the vast scheme of things. Is this the right one? Then, is it? A series of things happened. Courtney started rapid fire posting a bunch of very odd statements. Hold on from that one. That's coming later. Don't worry. I got that coming. Let's make sure that's the right one. Oh, frick, everything's acting up now. 1 second. So, Courtney started posting this. Honestly, if someone told me I'd have to deal with people cosplaying as a pedophile that raped me, their fans defending it and acting as if I have no right to be upset, spouting her pain is valid whilst they add to it in dramatic readings of the material that only glorify my rape, I'd probably not spoken about it really at all. Okay, that's upsetting. That's another one. 1 second, where are you? We'll get to all that later. Okay, I think I posted it somewhere else. 1 second, let me show it. Yeah, back to Blue Sky. Again, I have a lot of pictures here, and I want to make sure I get the right ones in the right section. 1 second, 1 second, 1 sec. Where was it? Sorry, 1 second, sorry. 1 second, that was deleted there. Here we go. So, Blue Sky time. We reserve the right to be critical of Courtney's actions. Y'all go ahead and do that. While you make that big pedo fan art and cosplay as pedophiles and could contemplate producing and distribution of CSM for the lols. Bit odd, the phrasing there. I feel like folks are capable of criticizing anyone or anyone, but we are allowed to respond to criticism. We reserve the right to be critical of Courtney's actions. Someone in the thread was spreading untruths there, sharing information that was in a public Discord. And it's about to get so much fucking worse. All right, fan funding. Let's take a look at some of these right here. Some super chats. The guy 493. This all started because Lily sucks at Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. Sai, thank you for super chat. The things Lily says in her videos bolsters Courtney's allegations. I fully believe them because Lily constantly tells them herself. Yeah, exactly. By criticizing Lily's perspectives on media, you see a lot of the same ideas reflected in the media and in her videos. It all comes together. Vikaru, thank you for super chat. When it comes to internet drama, no matter how earnest, nuanced, and honest you try to be, it always gets derailed by complete irrationality and illogicality. Also, predator hunting is exploitative when it comes to content. Oh, first off, thank you for the generous super chat. But oh, don't worry. I'm holding something back. I'm holding information back that you're going to love to hear when everything's all said and done. Trust me, we're getting to it. So this starts a whole bunch of back and forth. There are so many statements. Here's a follow-up to Courtney's statement here. Now mind you, she posts this on YouTube, on her YouTube channel. All of this is still publicly on her channel. She does a live stream where she doubles down on everything she says right here. Now, this is what she said. What happened? Sai and Ant think I am being unfairly hostile in my response to them, cosplaying my rapist, trivializing my rape, and the grooming of multiple children, paying money to a pedophile, boosting a pedophile's content, making fan art for the pedophile, and constantly giving Lily the perfect shield for her actions, just like her fans do. What the fuck are you talking about? What? This is where I got really confused. What does any of this mean? But I figured it out. I figured out what she means by saying cosplaying my rapist, my assaulter. She fucking means that Sai's April Fool's Day video. She means this. This is what she means. This is what she considers cosplaying Lily. This parody video. Or does she mean the stream where I actually said the allegations against Lily, talked about them, discussed them, described why they're bad? Yeah, Lily. No, we're not dead naming Lily at all. Like, what? And this doesn't even look like Lily. Sai's fiction. This is what I'm going to play a little bit of what they consider cosplaying Lily. I'm going to play a little bit of this. Sai, with your permission, of course, which I think you'll give me. I'm going to play a little bit of your video.
Allegiances. What if two mega corporations combined forces to make all the money? The result is a bizarre little franchise that has done nothing but circle the drain for the last 23 years, with increasingly convoluted plot points that never come to a satisfying conclusion.
This is cosplaying Lily, apparently. This is all that was about. A video that I had no involvement in beyond my cameo right here that was done unlawfully without my permission right here.
Hours into this anti-meritocratic slop, I started to hit some serious game-breaking bugs. Look at this! There's no excuse for this, Nomura! I said Phil Collins sucks, and suddenly I'm sent to Gorilla Valhalla! It just goes to show what a sloppy mess this obvious cash grab was all along.
But CD, you're not playing this game on the original hardware.
And Krim and
Well, straw man of my various enemies, here's the thing. I don't care. Sora has joined up.
That was defending assault, apparently. Right there. That was defending the grooming of children. That's what Courtney told her audience. That's what she spent all that time arguing about. And by the way, she didn't just stop there. She decided to make an entire Blue Sky account, which she didn't have previously, just to attack me. This was the beginning of her feed. She just opened it, and within about 5 hours, it was deleted because it broke all terms of service because she kept saying, awful out-of-pocket stuff to me. I don't know who banned it, but someone did. And again, I asked her, provide one example of me doing the things that you said I did. One example, just one. And this was the answer. Just with the constant boosting Lily Orchard's content, butting up with her biggest fan, you defended it. Again, with the donating of money she's talking about, the super chat I sent a while back, that's public on my channel. You can take a look at it yourself. But right here, apparently I constantly boost Lily Orchard's content and butt up with her biggest fan. These are two separate things. Like, I have a lot of respect for Sai in this main respect. And Sai, I think you could understand what I'm saying right here. I deeply respect how you have taken so many people under your wing. Regardless of where they came from, regardless of who they are, you have accepted them into your server without hesitation. You've welcomed them in. You've granted them community, a place to heal. Some ex-Lily fans came to your server afraid that you would reject them because they liked Lily at one point and only learned later on how terrible she was, but you accepted them anyway. I have a lot of respect for people who welcome those in who are struggling, who have issues. A deep respect. And Courtney is saying that that means you're the biggest fan? That you're, because you made content criticizing Lily, that you're somehow great? We've done more in a year collectively to spread the word on what Lily has done. But, and this is important, Courtney doesn't seem to respect that. But we're missing something here, aren't we? We're forgetting a key element. Courtney's not in Sai's Discord. How the hell did she know I said that and phrased her response so perfectly that it sounded just like what I said? Because remember, it wasn't just she vaguely referred to us criticizing her. She almost got it verbatim what I said. So what gives? Who was it who shared that? Well, what if I told you I figured it out? KP immediately sent me a message after, by the way, shortly after Courtney posted her response, we're talking minutes, KP sent me this response. Well, I think considering the circumstances, we should part ways at this point. I don't hold any animosity towards you, but the last I remember is leaving things at above, and honestly, didn't remember if there was discussed notes requested. If that was an issue, I wished you could have communicated. And I responded, I think I have a lot of patience on this matter, all things considered. Did you just share my message verbatim with Courtney so that she could make the post about it or not? Right, but the issue is you didn't communicate with them, and I felt hurt. Because what you just said sounds remarkably like what she just posted. I take your lack of answer as a yes. I gave her the gist. Why? You take me not talking projects with you as an insult, but think feeding her quotes about me, having the right to be insulted, is fine? Do you not see how backwards that is? Dude, lack of communication is the lack of it. Lack of communication is the lack of it is not acceptable. As an insult implies you're not willing to apologize for it. And I can talk to her about taking those down. 1 minute. I think anything you just said goes way out the window when you are pulling shit like this. So yeah, the spy was Courtney. The spy was KP. KP was sharing messages I had posted. And by the way, the post that, I want to show you the timeline for a second here, because I think you might overlook something. 5:09 p.m. was when I made this post about Courtney. KP's first message in response to what I said, remember what time that was? Do you remember what time it was? Because I remember what time it was. It was 4:32. Within a half hour, KP decided to take what I said, send it to Courtney, knowing Courtney was volatile, would react, would get angry, would carry on the entire rest of the night about this topic until the early hours of the morning when her account got banned off Blue Sky because I upset her slightly. And the first thing she says after all of this is to say, hey, I think we should part ways because I think our collaboration didn't work out. She was still pissed about the fucking collaboration. But oh, don't worry, because this isn't even the first time KP did shit like this. And I haven't even mentioned the best part of the whole story. But I think I need a bathroom break, so I'll give myself a second here. Because it's about to get, the Lion is about to sleep tonight. We're going to take a trip to Pride Rock. Leo Convoy's involved with the story, too. We'll get to that in a second. But give me a second to use the bathroom. Fix this up. Where's my ears? Alright, song's off. Let's go back to this. Cool. Sorry. Good. I didn't hit the end screen by accident. Good. We're back. Alright, cool. Excellent. So, we're back. And we still have more people here than have watched KP's channel in the last week. Cool. Excellent. Alright, cool. Have we missed any messages here? I think a lot of people are surprised that Leo Convoy has any relevancy in this story. But yeah, that is a thing that is happening here today. Like I said, we'll get into predator hunting. Now, more tea is needed because I am a... And this is caffeinated tea, by the way, so I'm going to be up all night editing my upcoming Wonder Woman video coming out this Friday. It'd be kind of fun, won't it? We'll get there. We will get there. Right. Cool. Excellent. So, let's get to some more details here that I've omitted. Hato is in stream right now. It's time to tell your story. But first, let's talk about... Well, no, not first. We're just doing it right now. So, Hato. Who is Hato? If you're in chat, Hato, say hi. Oh, by the way, super chat right here. Hizaki Kentai. Thank you, super chat. Oh, that's really high. Shit. Hizaki Kentai. Thank you, super chat. I feel bad for Court because we do make a lot of light of her abuse, but this isn't the right way to respond. I agree. I think that Courtney has a lot of burdens that she's bared on her shoulders. She's dealt with a lot. It's rough. Nick Wolf, thank you, super chat. Ant's about to use 10% of his power, everyone. Yeah, we're going to see more than 10% soon. But yeah, no, Courtney's been through a lot of pain. I have a lot of sympathy for Courtney, even as we see what Courtney's doing online. But, well, we'll see. Anyway, back to this. So Kim Possible launched a one-woman campaign against Hato. Oh, Hatoful Boyfriend? That's what you named yourself after? I love that game. That's great. Yeah, Hato is an ex-Lily Orchard fan. She came to Sai's server after a bit, was worried that she'd be rejected by the audience, but was generally found she was welcomed with open arms. Because at the end of the day, most of us who have criticized Lily Orchard want to see those who are under her wing find an audience, find people who are happy and accept them and love them, quite frankly, and find a place where they can feel good and not abused under Lily's thumb. And so we did a lot of work to make sure people who were coming here felt welcomed. Kim Possible did not do that, though. Neither did Courtney. So, right here, Kim Possible posted this. Hato Heart, one of Lily's supporters, is stalking me. So I woke up right after the hospital to find this. By the way, this is just a general Twitter looking thing. There's no following here. It's just Hato there. This person, Hato, is following a blog that's harassing the shit out of me. Let's give some backstory. Halo, I'm sorry. So Hato, you became Master Chief for a second there. Yeah. By the way, no one follows you there. You're not followed. She's not following. It's just a neutral statement. There's no follows you thing here. Anyway, Halo is a 25-year-old Lily supporter that was first spotted me for hypocrisy for my Jasmine video. Hato Heart's post. And now Hato's 26. Happy birthday. So I cannot help but laugh at the hypocrisy. The game never specifies that Jasmine is over 18, by the way. Imagine if Lily Orchard uploaded a video with this title and this was this subject matter. How fast would people be on her ass and hold it against her forever? Isn't this the person who wanted people to convince them why Lily Orchard is bad, only for it to be pretty null and void? Probably in hopes that anti-Lilies act up and they have proof of harassment Lily claims we do. But it's pretty obvious that they didn't watch at least 5 minutes of the video, since KP is reviewing it and clearly disgusted by it. Just again, lol, don't bother these people. So, one point I want to point out, Hato, once again, has moved away from Lily Orchard. She's saying, hey, shit's not cool, Lily. Backs away. And has been pretty much as far from Lily as humanly possible. But she's not wrong, is she? You're not wrong with this post, though. If Lily did upload a video like this, it would be immediately criticized. That's the thing. It would be immediately criticized if Lily did a video like this. But, that was enough for KP. As well as making fun of me privately. Do you expect KP to understand the difference? The other is actual, literal, factual porn. Do you expect KP to understand the difference? Again, private Discord conversations that KP is upset about. Now, I went to have a polite conversation with her directly, and after I confronted her about her insulting my intelligence via a leaked screenshot. I am not the one who leaked anything. I can provide screenshot proof if needed, which I have as well. And this post, she talked about how she was done talking about me publicly and was totally going to look into the evidence. So right here we have Hato says, oh right, I've looked at the talk. I'm still uncomfortable doing a voice chat, but I am still done talking about Lily, you, Britt, anyone else tangentially related publicly. But I will admit there is some telling shit in there. This is my first time seeing most, if not all, of these screenshots. This is the kind of thing I was asking for when I requested evidence, so thank you. I will look into this and other claims more closely in my own time. But as I said, I'm done talking about this publicly. The stress it's causing me is not worth it, especially as an outsider with no stake in any of this. Yeah, that's valid. You shouldn't expect someone, any individual person to have an immediate answer to all this. And mind you, Hato doesn't have a media presence. You don't have a YouTube channel with over 100,000 subscribers. You're just an account, a person. And KP is doing a call-out post this long so far about a single individual Lily fan who, by her own admission, says, hey, I didn't see any of this information. Thank you for sending it to me. I just don't feel comfortable with this. Yeah, I've nuked all the Lily/you posts from my blog. Maybe it makes me a coward or something, but if that's the case, then so be it. I always think I can handle more than I really can, LMAO. Yeah, you were doing the right thing. You said, hey, listen, I don't feel comfortable with any of this. I'm just going to back out. I don't really want to get involved. I'm sorry. Which is your right. When I confronted her about following the account after she agreed to not talk and / or look into the information regarding me, I sent her this. Hey, can you please explain to me why you're following a Slander account that is slandering and harassing the shit out of me while I was in the hospital? I understand you don't want to do wrong about Lily, but I already shared proof and even offered my own time to go into a call and go over it with you. Did you even read what I sent? So first off, why is KP insisting on going into a call with someone? It's not like she has a history of recording calls that she can use later to harass someone and pointing out that why they were doing something, hypothetically speaking, of course. So this person needs to be, so right about Lily that they are willing to look past facts of CP and abuse that they have in their possession in order to try to find dirt on people exposing said. Did you not listen to the call where she openly lied to my face? You guys, I get that having a trans ally is empowering to some people, but this is the wrong trans figure to simp after and support. Talk to Courtney. Talk to Britt. Talk to the other witnesses like me. But throwing out evidence because you want to look so cool for Lily, the wrong person, is hilarious and a bit sad. She then proceeded to block me after I tried to confront her. Hato, if you're reading this, I want you to know why the fuck you wasted my time and how you think I wouldn't be publicly about this. Spending this much time on internet drama is just not fucking healthy. Hiding away and just blocking me just makes you look more guilty. Here's your Tumblr and here's your Twitter. So that's a normal thing to say to someone who is just a normal fucking person on the internet. That's healthy, right? That's a normal thing to say. Except, no, it's not. Also keep in mind, Hato is 25. KP is older than I am. This is childish behavior, and we're about to get way worse with everything. This is where it gets even worse, because Hato had a few screenshots of her own. And would you believe it? KP might have left out a couple details. In fact, she left out fucking everything. And people wondered why I called her a fucking snake in the grass. And trust me, I knew all of this to an extent before criticizing KP's video, but after the collaboration fell through. I found this out in the between months between the KP initial fallout with the project and saying the project fell apart. Because I knew she pulled shit like this. Let's take a deeper look. Jesus, what a thing to wake up to. We're really doing this? We're really doing this. Alright, first off, stalking LMAO. I followed one Twitter account related to you. Meanwhile, you're the one who combed through someone's Twitter followers, went out of your way to DM me, and held on to Discord screenshots you were never supposed to see. One of us is stalking here, and it ain't me. I do not think about you. Ever. Despite what you think, I actually don't like being involved in drama. It's why I nuked my blog of it after our initial conversation. I like to know what's going on with things and come to my own conclusions. Very funny how you cropped our DMs to make me look bad, even though you were the one pressuring me into a voice call after I stated multiple times I wasn't comfortable with it. Don't worry. I held on to our original DMs in case you tried to pull shit like this. And oh yeah, we're going through it. So, looking at this, I believe, so blue is Hato and white is KP. So, again, message before, all right, I've looked into the doc, but thank you for the document, have a nice day. And then Kim says, here's a link to a Google Drive, here's another one. And Hato says, thank you. All right, so far, so good. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and not push you, but at the same time, I don't appreciate you calling me dumb behind the scenes without doing your research. So for me to be kind and help explain this stuff to get a nope, never mind, after I agreed to all your terms is a bit dismissive and upsetting. I can see those DMs myself, where you said, do you think KP would know the difference between a porn game or stock value? Please don't insult someone you don't actually know. I don't recall having said that. Not playing dumb, genuinely don't recall saying it. So because KP didn't recall an offhand comment she made in the Discord, Kim Possible held on to it. She held on to an offhand comment as a joke this long. And KP said, hey, not KP, Hato said, hey, thank you for sending this to me. I don't feel comfortable with it. She was being honest about it. She's like, I don't know how to deal with all this shit. Do you expect someone to have a response immediately to knowing that someone they looked up to was terrible? Like, it's not easy to fucking deal with. This is you, correct? The screenshot we showed before. I thought you meant on Tumblr. That was a heat of the moment thing from where I was probably being influenced by the people around me. I apologize for that. Though I have to ask, how did you get a hold of me saying that? I mean, and then KP responds, instead of actually answering. I mean, that's the whole point that I'm trying to make. That's not okay. And it's none of your business. I'm like, well, it is. It's a private Discord you access, but whatever. I think it's very much my business, considering it's me saying that. You said it publicly. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm happy to explain more via call, but you turned that down. So I have nothing really left to say. If you change your mind and want to talk or have questions, feel free to reach out. All right, neither do I really. I was ready to listen, but honestly, seeing you have that screenshot is very concerning to me. Like I said, happy to do a call. They fucking love calls, and trust me, I'm going to get into a call myself. And by that I say, I'm going to tell you someone else who tried that same fucking tactic. Now, Hato made the right decision. Not to get in the phone call with this person. I was warming up to the idea of a voice until I saw that, so no thanks for voice chat. It didn't seem like it to me. I'm not mad about this. I just don't appreciate the insults. I'm still willing to be civil. As am I, but you having that screenshot kind of destroyed any trust I was willing to put into you. It's a screenshot from a public place. This isn't via DMs or anything. I can't tell you what to do. Like, a public place that you don't seem to have access to. So you have someone on the inside. That's my concern. I don't know what you want me to say. I have told you several times how I'm comfortable continuing this. I don't want to argue in circles all day via text. It will take too long. And I'm getting frustrated at this point. For what it's worth, these documents are telling. Absolutely, not denying that in the slightest. However, I can't believe you're doing this in good faith after showing me that screenshot. So while I was willing to call you after I'd read the evidence, I won't be doing that anymore. Sorry, if you manage to get your hands on a screenshot from a server you aren't in, how can I know for sure you won't record the conversation and use it against me, even if you say you won't? I'm not taking that risk. The chats are leaking, and I saw that it made me, understandably, very uncomfortable. I can prove I'll have OBS closed via the call if that would make you feel better. Sorry, I'd rather not, thanks. If I was acting in bad faith, I would have shared this publicly. I haven't and don't plan to. Yeah, sure you fucking don't, you snake in the fucking grass. Can you understand why I would be mad about this? Absolutely. But I can't force you to do anything. No, nor do I expect you to. But if you change your mind to one event about some of the other victims, feel free to reach out. I don't know what else there is to say, but all of the bad things are being said isn't cool. And I really think speaking out about these people you don't know where to fit in is a horrible look. But I appreciate the apology. Please just don't do it again. This was shortly followed by fucking KP sharing every fucking single screenshot of Hato, dating back to following a fucking Twitter account that we don't even know what the account even is. We don't know what it is. Yeah, no wonder fucking Hato blocked you. You're fucking creepy as shit. That's some snake in the grass behavior. And all Hato wants is for KP to fuck off and leave her alone. So yeah. That's fucked, isn't it? And I'll add a link to that in the show notes after we're done. But yeah. You're starting to see why I think KP's a fucking snake in the grass? And mind you, I had that information prior to KP leaking my Discord message that she was in access to Courtney. You're starting to see a pattern of behavior yet? Over the course of years? And oh yeah, she did, Britt, you are right. KP did try to tag you into this, thinking that you'd back her up. Because People like this cannot function on their own. They can't just stand up to someone. They need a gang of people to bully someone they see of as smaller and vulnerable. Which is why KP shared the Discord message with Courtney, who then shared the message with her YouTube community to create a massive population of people to gang up on someone to bully them. It is high school bullying 101. That's right, folks. We're talking about people who've peaked in middle school. That's why I called them bullies. Not because I think I'm being bullied effectively by them, but because it's so fucking pathetic. Oh, but it'd be really bad if KP did anything else that was terrible, right? Like, let's say, not pay her editors for the various videos that she did, right? Right? Oh, what do you know? The thing that dinged, what do you know? It's that thing that dinged Avast before. I wonder if it's relevant to the discussion we're about to have right now. Oh, look! Someone else coming forward about KP! Back in... what year is this? Oh, what is this? 2018! In September! Alright, first one. Let's read some super chats before we dive into this next piece of shit, because trust me, it's gonna get so much worse. The guy, Courtney needs to get off the internet. Agreed. Angels Art and Gaming. I feel bad saying, do you want to talk about it to you on Blue Sky? Holy shit. KP reminds me of an old stalker. I'm okay, but fuck. Oh, trust me. We haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. Shet Manley. I'm not mad, says the angriest girl in chat. Keep molding, KP. Hato. Thank you. Genuinely thank you. This is so vindicating. Agreed. You're 100% right. But what makes it all the worse is that she was targeting a person without any presence on the internet. And she has over 100,000 subscribers. But again, it gets worse. Now, I want to point out, this is in 2018. So, I love Kim Possible. So at this time in history, Kim Possible a lot, she was getting about, where were we? 2018. So that was 7 years ago, right? 7 years ago, roughly? Let's go back 7 years. At the time, she was getting around an average of 26, 13, 26, 17, 26, 13, 103, 106. So varying, inconsistent view count, ranging between anywhere from the teens to the 100,000s of views. So she was making enough money, and these videos are short. They're like 3 minutes, 6 minutes. Now, I personally have never actually ever wanted to hire an editor. There was a time I was going to, but I'd prefer editing my own work. But again, she's making short vids, minimal amount of work needed to kind of get that ball rolling. So can't cost that much to pay your editors, right? Right? It's not like she wouldn't pay her editor at all. So let's just dive in. Sean Webby was eager to begin working on a new project for his magnanimous leader, I Love Kim Possible a Lot, aka KP. He was to head the entire project, called Let's Go and Meet John Delancey. The video has since been made private, and saw it as an opportunity to get the community as a whole to band together and show Delancey that we still cared. KP made promises like, you'll be creating something that John Delancey and Tara Strong will see, and you'll have so many fans after this. Oh, by the way, something else I forgot about KP. Two things, actually. She did ask me to voice something on a project that she posted. It was a project on Saberspark. She asked me to read some Discord message, a forum post out of context. So, very vindictive also there. Forgot to mention that one as well. Another thing is that she tried to convince me that she could boost my channel. That she could promote my work. By saying, hey, you know, I work with a lot of conventions. I can get you in, like, a panel. We can do one together. It'd be great. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Looking at your channel going, okay, you got some decent views for, 126,000 subs. Oh, that's not much, actually. It's less than what Lily gets. But okay, thanks for the promotion. Anyway, so she always does this kind of promotion saying, I'm going to get you to, like, Oh yeah, she can't stand Saber Spark. She keeps making these weird posts about how Saber Spark hit on her. I don't know how true that is. I don't care. But she asked me to do a voice line in some video involving Saber Spark, and I'm like, okay, I'll read this out, whatever. I'm not reading what you're saying because I don't care. And then she told me afterwards, I'm going to remove your voice line from the video. I'm like, okay, great. I don't know what the video was about. You probably told me. I wasn't listening. I was in the middle of doing fucking like a massive Channel Awesome video. I wasn't paying attention to what you're talking about. Anyway, back to this. His life, unbeknownst to him, was about to take a turn into absolute hell. Early on, when KP first contacted Sean about the project, she did not have a team of editors/animators working on her videos. She was pretty much doing everything on her own. And he was definitely one of the first to work for her. He was interested in her pitch. Didn't he like the idea behind it? As much as he has already stated, Sean was the head of the entire project and stuck with it from the very beginning to the very end. He filled many roles, including the director, an animator, audio mixer, and co-manager of the whole thing. Additionally, KP had him edit some of her videos on the side. Sound fucking familiar? Slowly and with difficulty did the work proceed for our intrepid project manager. The team would gain animators only to lose them, cycle through multiple musicians for the creation of a song, and generally have delays like no tomorrow. Among their struggles to get this thing finished, Sean began to notice it was taking a toll on his physical and mental health, and felt like he didn't have the strength to quit. Further, because he convinced himself it was his responsibility to finish it, and that the project would crumble without him, he began to believe he would be rewarded in some way. Amongst all this drudgery, he began to realize this project had little to do with the community and everything to do with her. In fact, he began to believe the Brony community was just backdrop to populate a world that only revolved around her. Jarringly, Sean then experienced a personal tragedy. His mom passed away. Passed out. His mom passed out while brushing her teeth in the bathroom, and her head hit the edge of the bathtub upon landing. She was out cold and needed to be taken to an emergency room. Considering she was recovering from a concussion, having this happen was a pretty big deal. Luckily, she turned out fine, but it was really scary when it happened. Ensuingly, after this harrowing ordeal, he told KP about this, and this was going to be delaying the production a bit. Initially, she was understanding and willing to be patient about it, but within a few weeks, that video came out. Within the video, KP apologizes for the delay in the release of the project, but states, "It's not my fault, send your hate mail here," and then posts a link to Sean's DeviantArt page. She then bemoans all these bad things happening to her before literally belittling Sean and stating, "This is what happens when you have free labor," though he admits she probably meant for that to come off as a joke, but even as a joke, it seemed very passive-aggressive and in rather poor taste. Faced with the outcome, with this experience, Sean says, "I regret wasting an entire year of my life helping bring this project into fruition." What about the promises made by KP when the project began? Well, JDL didn't see the video for nearly 2 years after its release, and Tara has no idea it exists. What about all the horse fame he gained from working on such a prestigious project? The answer is, I didn't gain any exposure from it. And what did Sean learn during this year of agony? But if your experience taught me anything, it's to never offer your services for free. No matter who it's for or what you think you'll achieve from it, it won't get you anywhere, and you'll be wasting time that you could be spending creating your own works or earning what you deserve from someone who will respect your time and effort. Great advice we can all use. So, for those who didn't figure it out, KP demanded free labor, got free labor, and as a result, got a video out of it. What picture? Oh, God. Oh, God. I just noticed that. Oh, Oh, Jesus. I didn't even notice that until just now. Holy fucking shit. Oh, Jesus. No. No, no, no. Okay, that's going away. I didn't even notice that there. Fuck. That is fucked. Okay. Shit. Wow. Nope. Cool. Good. No one noticed. Good. Don't worry about it. Oh, dear Lord. I'm gonna have to edit that later. Oh, shit. That is disgusting. Okay, alright, let's keep going. That was fucked. Okay. Next time vet the articles before showing them. Okay, good. Good thing I didn't even notice that. Fuck. Okay, that's good. I'm actually really uncomfortable with that. Shit. I didn't even notice that there. Holy shit. Okay, that's fucked. I'm going to make sure I get this stream down later, and yeah, we'll edit around that. So, this is probably live stream going to be. Hopefully not too much longer. Hizaki Kentai, you know, I never watched KP because I had a feeling she wasn't very credible, and personally I think her probably voice her cringe. Oh, Crimson Ender, oh god, we're really doing this. Hizaki Kentai. How long was that there for? Okay, cool. I'll edit that later. Holy shit. Cool. Sai, Uwu, I sent you a relevant document. I just posted it up. Ant, no selling that picture like his livelihood depends on it. Ant, Angel and Gaming, Baha, you saw the pic. I feel bad, but I'm dying. Zorku, God, no one noticed the chat. Alpaca Entertainment, sorry that got you psychic damage. Take a moment to think about Starscream. Okay, cool. By anger of this ever getting my brain in any sort of detail that I feel is inappropriate, holy fucking shit. That was awful. Okay, this is KP's code of conduct for editors. The bibbles. Editing bibble, artist bibble, animation bibble. Non-disclosure agreement. By agreeing to be on the team, you agree to a non-disclosure agreement, which means you cannot tell/share any information or other material for the people outside the team until the project is publicly safe. You know, I'm just gonna skim through this. It's a bad project. Basically, if you're late, you gotta. This is a very restrictive contract. I'll link it in the description after I edit the horror of what I just saw. I hope that is removed and I can get rid of it. Because what time is it right now? About 2 hours in? 2 hours in? Crud, this is only supposed to be 10 minutes. Okay, cool. So, I may have to use the YouTube editor to blow the image out. Okay, cool. I'll do that later. Okay, cool. Now, sorry. That was, nope. Not a fan of that. Okay. Leo Convoy. That's where we'll transition away from KP. Because, oh yeah, he's involved with this too, and he reached out to me. Just move this away here. Put that over here, and I'll knock this one off. So how does Leo Convoy fit into any of this? Let's find out. Leo Convoy is a guy on the internet. Sorry, Tyler. I had to use your gag. So Leo Convoy is a mod on KP's Discord server. Let's start with that one, shall we? They are very close and have been for many years, apparently. Well, it's more that I didn't want to see it on streams, Krim. That's the problem. I didn't want to stream it. So, let's back up a second here. Yeah, no. I didn't want to post it in the freaking stream. That's the problem here. Okay, so after everything else, the Senate is in charge of KP server, essentially. And Leo Convoy reached out to me to mediate the difference between myself and KP. And that's where I get pissed. Now, Leo Convoy had reached out to me initially because I had, during my phase of wanting to debate people who I felt were disagreeable, but I thought we can see some common ground, I casually mentioned on Blue Sky it would be kind of funny if I had a debate about religion with Leo Convoy. This was shortly after Psy had released a video about Leo Convoy discussing his takes. And I just thought of him as like, oh, he's just some guy who makes weird opinions online. I didn't know what the fuck the Senate was. I didn't know about any of that. And unfortunately, in the last week, I've learned way more than I ever want to humanly learn about this person. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So Leo Convoy DMs me and says, hey, I want to talk to you about this KP situation. How do you know she's a bully? And I said, well, because I've seen her bully people. First mistake I made, responding. And he's like, well, I'm going to independently investigate this. I'll figure it out. Now, mind you, I have people who are in KP server who then told me that KP was then talking about how Leo Convoy was talking to me and handling the problem. So I knew immediately, oh, Leo Convoy is just feeding KP whatever he says to me. That's how he's going to get information. Okay. Immediately, like that, I knew what the game was. The attempt was he was going to get me to soften up and talk to him and expose vulnerabilities. Well, he would leak stuff to KP, and KP would use it for leverage later on. That was the game, obviously. So, let me give you a few super chats real quick. Angel and Gaming, okay, feel legitimately bad, I'm so sorry. Britt, KP wanted to mediate between me and Leo regarding Lily. Good to know this is a common angle they pull. Oh, yeah, it's a common angle. Now, you're probably wondering, if you're sane like me, who's Leo Convoy? He's a guy. He's a big figure in the commentary community. And he's famous especially for predator hunting. You're starting to see where this is coming together, right? It's almost like, what was Courtney's big video again? Let's see that real quick. Oh, that's not right. No, I don't know who Courtney is. What was Courtney's big video again? That was, what was that? That was, oh, that's right. It was predator hunting. Black Griffin, right? That was Black Griffin's video. So, funny how that keeps happening. Again, keeps coming back to predator hunting. It's really strange that keeps happening. And KP's working with a predator hunter. Very unusual, very unusual. So, I make a joke post. This is the post I'm going to show you. That apparently really upset Leo. Really bothered him. We'll get to that in a second. Because he says something in that message that motivated me to make this entire fucking stream. Because I was going to let it go. I was going to say, this isn't worth it. It's not a big deal. Whatever. People are jerks online. Who cares? I made this post saying, oh, if Google AI is saying it must be true. Basically, retweeting a post I made on Blue Sky saying, KP's a snake in the grass who will share private messages with anyone who will share private messages anyone sends her in order to gain even a modicum of clout. So right there. This pissed him off a lot. Enough for him to make one stupid mistake. He managed to piss me off by sending me a voice message. I'm going to play it for you right now. It's loading. I saved it in case you block me.
One thing I think you need to keep in mind is that whatever weapon you use against other people can be turned around on you. And so you not only continued after you said you'd stop, but now you made it very clear that this can be weaponized against you as well. I think you need to take a few days and think about that.
Oh, I took a few days to think about it, Leo. I took a few days to think about it. Leo, who the fuck do you think you are? Threatening me. You are a figure in a pond who has been respected by people in your community. Sure. Okay. All right. That's a threat in terms of my opinion, especially when I saw what you posted elsewhere. Because, hey, guess what? People look, and people like me, and they send me things that you say publicly. Let's take a look at what you've said publicly, shall we? Here's a chart from, this looks like Courtney's stream, right? Talking shit about Crimson Ender here. By the way, you also misgendered Crimson. That's going to piss me off, too. Because most of them are more angry that she's mean about cartoons and opinions, they couldn't care less about the actual crime she's done. Heck, I'd tell Lily to go out in that snow naked and get lost. Would do the world a favor. This is in response to Crim. I'm not sure what it's in response to, actually. But it's in response to Courtney saying something. Real big man, huh? Big old sturdy statement saying that you don't care about the actual crimes, but weren't you also the one who was arguing with Courtney that she was a groomer? About Lily being a groomer, that she wasn't one? I think someone has told me that. Didn't you defend Lily for many years? Didn't you? Now, again, hey, it sounds like the next message was even more concerning. Let me zoom in there because you can't read it too well. Same stream. We now have an entire export of size servers. So, the public server that everyone has access to, that everyone can read. You have an export of it, huh? You're the same one that Lily had for a while when other people leaked it to her first. The same one that was leaked on Tumblr about 4 months ago, and everyone looked through it and found nothing of value. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun scraping it for hunting those predators. It's the same bullshit every fucking time. They're looking for an enemy, they're looking for someone to hunt, and it's preemptive. You're going to waste about 4 months of your time looking through a bunch of photos of furries and a bunch of photos of people goofing around. Leo, let me put it to you before I share my real thoughts, when I share with you all that I've learned very quickly. You could have just signed up for Size Server if you really wanted to know what was going on in there. It's a public server. Also, who are you going to find in there? You're going to find me? Well, everything I say is public. Hell, some things I said in that server, I just quoted directly and posted on Blue Sky. Because I don't care what people say. What I say in private, I say publicly too. There is nothing I say ever that is private. Everything I say, I post out there. And by the way, Leo, what was it that you said again? That the same tactics I use will be used against me? What was that again? Let me repeat that again for you. Just in case you forgot.
One thing I think you need to keep in mind is that whatever weapon you use against other people can be turned around on you. And so you not only continued after you said you'd stop, but now you made it very clear that this can be weaponized against you as well. I think you need to take a few days and think about that.
Oh, Leo, you dumb fucking idiot. I was going to stop. I wouldn't have said a damn thing if you didn't talk. But then you managed to piss me the fuck off. And so I decided to act. And by act, I decided to do a little more digging of my own. And I listened to this. It's a call, Leo. You might have heard of it. I think you'd have. I'm going to play a little bit of this conversation to listen to what Courtney and KP's new friends in predator hunting said when confronting someone who in a Discord, as a Discord mod, didn't ban someone fast enough for your satisfaction.
Rosa's last stand. And the purpose stop these kinds of
This is a Senate call, by the way. 100 fucking people all sitting around mocking a person with disabilities, who, by the way, Leo knew had a disability. Keep that in mind when you hear what comes next.
The Greek Goblin?
I said, quote, not villain. Do you not know the difference between those two things?
Quote?
Yes, quote. As in a phrase he is most used to being heard saying. Oh, I'm sorry. Would it have worked better if it was a Star Wars quote, since you're all up in your dick about that?
Hold on, I want to know. Have you ever seen Spider-Man? Just to make me.
Yeah, skip ahead here because this is really hard to listen to.
The fact that you've been sat here completely unfazed about
this call went on for 4 hours, by the way.
The fact that people who actually been affected by your actions are actually in distress and you do not give a shit, and yet you've been sat here the whole time messaging Blue crying because you're in call and no one's helping you through it. But if you really wanted someone to help you through this call, like you've been begging from Blue, that's why I say one more time. Did I finish talking or did my mic just cut out? I'm sorry. Is my mic working? Sorry, Lio, is my mic working?
It sure is, kid.
Oh wow, I'm so amazed. That's so funny. Maybe you want to clean your ears out, little slut hole, because I didn't finish speaking. So I was gonna say, if you actually wanted some help, instead of crying to Blue, who does not give a shit about how you feel,
Sooner you might be known as Rosa, the child predator enabler, in your own hometown. And frankly, couldn't happen to a better person. The only person more culpable, other than Star Giant, is Necropon themselves. So congratulations, you're the bronze medal here. Star's the silver, Necropon's the gold. Aren't you smart? You've accomplished nothing, you've not redeemed yourself, and you never will because you refuse to take actual accountability. Instead, you want to blame conditions that were well within your control. You're dishonest, disingenuous, disgusting, loud. Never be around or talk to children again, or I will find out, and it will be ugly.
Yeah, and to add to that, do you have any, like, young kids in your family?
Why would you?
No bitch boy tears, Rosa. Answer the question.
I don't want anyone to know. It's my life.
Oh no, boo-hoo. Sorry, Rosa, I need to stop you there. I think I misplaced my small violin. Who gives a flying fuck?
Please.
Not just that, it's interesting how, nobody needs to know that your personal life is an excuse when it comes to consequences, but you got no problem throwing shut your dumb slut mouth. But it's amazing to me that you don't mind bringing up your personal life and you think it's going to shield you from consequences. Isn't that a fancy little thing going on there? Fascinating.
But just...
I'll tell you what, Rosa.
I just have plans.
Shut it. I don't care about your stupid plans. I don't care about any of that. If you get into a car crash tomorrow, I'm not going to cry. But I'll tell you what, I'll meet you halfway on something, all right? I'll compromise with you. We're going to go ahead and file it away as forgiven and forgotten on one condition. Are you paying attention?
Yes.
Get your mom and call.
I can't.
Yeah, you can. I literally just heard her sneeze. Go do it.
I can't.
Oh, wait, that was me.
Oh, why can't you do it, Rosa? Why can't you do it?
Please.
Why can't you do it?
I don't want my family to get involved.
Are you a cowboy?
They're already involved. You use them as cover for your excuses. No.
Please.
Shut. I said
Please.
It is your one chance. Now, if you're still going to continue on and pretend that you actually care, then it's obvious you don't, because you're not willing to be honest about things. You're not willing to have that sacrifice. No, you can't let them know, because they might take away your internet, which is what you're actually concerned about. You don't actually care about kids. You don't actually care about being sorry. All you care about is whether or not you get to have fun on the internet. And I want you to admit it. I want you to tell us right now that you're more concerned about whether or not you get to stay on the internet than you are the fact that you hurt people. I want to know right now. Tell us. Admit it.
I think we've heard enough. I think we heard enough, haven't we? Leo, go fuck yourself. Seriously. There is nothing you could ever say to ever get over that. You are attacking a disabled person with 100 fucking people behind you, like the little spineless little coward that you are. And that is who KP has on as a mod on her server. That is who she sends to mediate problems with her. And that is why all of them, collectively, are, as far as I'm concerned, that's what pissed me off. You see, I wasn't going to make a big thing about this. I was going to say, it's a goofy little story. Then I fucking heard that. Then I heard that. In its entirety. The whole fucking thing. I listened to every single exhausting, soul-draining, infuriating second of that discussion available online. But oh, he's changed. No, he hasn't. Don't forget. He sent me this. Don't forget this message. Don't forget it.
One thing I think you need to keep in mind is that whatever weapon you use against other people can be turned around on you. And so you not only continued after you said you'd stop, but now you made it very clear that this can be weaponized against you as well. I think you need to take a few days and think about that.
Oh, I fucking thought about it. Let me tell you this, Leo. I am not one of your stupid people you can harvest in your Senate. I am a person who has dealt with actual people with a following. When I was on Twitter as a journalist, I had to deal with Ethan Van Sciver going through my Facebook account and posting my middle school photos on kiwi farms. When I was younger, I had to deal with Eric July, someone with over 500,000 subscribers, and massive amounts of money coming in from The Blaze, which is Glenn Beck's media company. And he targeted me before I even had a fucking YouTube account. Do you think I care about what you say? Do I think I care about what you, a tiny little soul-sucking vermin, thinks? No, I do not. Make your stupid fucking video. Go for it. I'll even send you links. Good old scandals that I've publicly talked about. There is nothing hidden about me. That well dried up years ago. That's why I have nothing to fear from you. Because everything you can use has already been used. Because people with more resources, more money, and more time have devoted to taking me down. And by the way, those involved hundreds of thousands of dollars at risk. When my competition was going on with. I was around during the Vic Mignogna trial, covering that CBR. You know how many people doxed me then? How many people attacked and targeted me then? You are nothing. You are a small little man who, as a bunch of people who all somehow think you have any meaningful authority in their lives, bucking at your bending call. And by the way, there is nothing a human being can do that's worse, in my opinion, than bullying a disabled person. Bullying someone who's vulnerable, who trusts you. And you're fucking older than me. How dare you? How dare you do that? There is no forgiveness for anything you have ever done. There is no forgiveness. None. Especially when it's proven that you haven't changed whatsoever. Because you're still pulling the same dumb tactics. Only this time instead of a Senate, it's with KP. And you don't have to put your face in front of it either. Oh, but you've hunted predators. Well, that's what your predator hunting does. You target someone who's emotionally vulnerable, mentally vulnerable, and you unrelentingly attack them. And for what? What did any of that cover or accomplish? What did any of KP attacking Hato cover or accomplish? All it did was hurt people. You are nothing in the vast scheme of everything. You are barely even a piece of shit under my foot. How dare you attack someone who has disabilities? I don't care if it was last week or last decade. KP is using Leo, and Leo is using KP, and they're both using Courtney as an avenue to gain relevance, and I have the evidence based on what I just presented to you. Why did KP send a message to Courtney? So she could take the front of it. Why did Courtney do all that? Because she felt a righteous indignation towards us. But she only felt that because KP fed into her ego. Just like how Courtney is now hunting predators. Something strangely similar to what Leo did previously, isn't it? This is a cornucopia of someone exploiting someone who trusts them, who is dealing with a lot of pain for their own personal benefit. You are going to discard Courtney the second she's no longer useful to you, just like you discard everyone else as a buffer. Well, now it's all on the table. Go ahead. Attack me. Go for it. Give it your best shot. What, you're scalping Sai's server because she embarrassed you once on a stream? You little spineless little worm. Genuinely. I never want to hear from you again. I never want to see your face. I never want to hear what your business is. I don't want to have any of your sycophants send me videos defending you, which you have done today because you knew this was coming. I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear a word. But please, try your gossip video. You'll find plenty of material from other, more talented people who I've dealt with. There is nothing you could ever do to me. Not because you don't have the drive or the evidence or the resources, but because when you do something a second time, it's like a Hangover Part 2, you know? It was better the first time. And the second time, it lands with the momentum of a dead rabbit on the ground. Oh, and Hopeless Peaches 2 was garbage as well. Don't get me wrong. I think anyone who didn't speak up in that call was either intimidated or not. But tell me something here. What type of sniveling bullies have to bully someone like that? And what kind of person hears that their mod did all that and still keeps them around? Why would you keep Leo as your mod after that becomes public unless you endorsed it? So yeah. It's funny too. Leo and the Senate would often have their recorded calls and discussions. But please, go ahead. Make your stupid fucking call-out video. I don't care. There is nothing you could do that someone else hasn't done better. Because you have nothing. And that's all I have to say on that. Thank you for coming. Let's talk about TV tropes. See if the page is deleted yet. Nope, we're good. Last updated 3 hours ago. Please, don't confuse me for one of your sycophants. I don't care. Make your fucking 3-hour video. I don't give a shit. Hell, what's his name? Mahler already beat you to 7. Hato also made this page initially. She said, I think you put it as, this guy sucks 5 times, but hey, that worked out fine. Let's read some super chats. Okay, legitimately feel bad. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Angel Art and Gaming. Britt, KP wanted to mediate between me and Leo regarding Lily. Good to know there's a common angle they pull. Yeah. Nick Wolf, because we got a Leo convoy stalking through the night. We got a weird convoy stalk. I can't sing. Crimson Ender, do what you got to do, but I need you to know you're better than this, Anthony. I am better than him, certainly. Britt, I tried to get Leo to look into Lily twice, and he got into a fight with me about it both times. The second time, he spent the entire VC berating me and telling me I had nothing. Eat a fucking dick. Britt didn't say that, but I think FND is what that means. Sundrop Center. Leo Convoy has a history of posting on kiwi farms. He even used the site to make a joke about wanting cartoon writers to unalive themselves. Doesn't shock me. Dakana. Imagine losing the plot so much that you become misogynistic and bully differently abled people. Yeah, exactly. Angel Art and Gaming. I see why you were so mad in Blue Sky. I felt bad for him with the Jar call. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Courtney was angry about Jar. And now she's working with Leo Convoy, who was friends with Jar. Funny that works out. I asked if he's okay. No more Miss Nice Angel. No, you lost me, Leo. Sigh. Leo and whoever that chick was were so clearly enjoying berating Rosa. And Banco, thank you as a storyteller. The other chick was Hopeless Peaches, who had dealt with her own conflict on her own before. Then again, it doesn't surprise me if they want to bully someone who, you forgot about the Jar thing, right? Yeah, that's how most of this started. Because Courtney was upset I was making fun of Jar. And yet now she's working with someone who defended Jar for years. Ironic, isn't it? Izaki Kentai. Holy shit, Ant. Like, damn. Yeah, that's how it works. Listen. If you're going to attack someone, don't threaten them. Just do it. I have more respect for that than bullying someone. Think I'm intimidated by you, Leo? I'm not. Think I'm intimidated by you, KP? I'm not. I think you're childish. I think you're a bunch of children. Grow the fuck up. Anyway, Anthony Grimiglia on TVTropes. Let's talk about that, shall we? Anthony Grimiglia is a writer and YouTuber that specializes in video essays on various media, as well as breaking down and dissecting the media opinions of other YouTubers. As one commentator put it, the most New Jerseyan man to ever Jersey in media commentary. Yeah, that's fair. Described by fans and critics alike to be the second most spicy bisexual on YouTube and a boogeyman that lives in the mirrors of bad critics. Anthony Grimiglia is known for his master style of content creation, fused with self-aware humor surrounding internet intellectualism discourse. There we go. I'm not from New York City. I'm from New Jersey. See in chat people asking that question. Zorku, you'd make a great promo guy for pro wrestling. I appreciate that. So we got a few tropes here we're going to discuss. This is all a collection of the fan effort. I mentioned last week that I had made a TV trope. I hadn't made a TV tropes page yet. Didn't have a TV tropes page. And you all reached out and put it together. I really appreciate that. Now, this first one I actually added because it was actually from a different page. I just copied a couple over from other pages and brought them in. A lighter shade of black, discussed in Lily Orchard doesn't understand writing, a response to Lily Orchard, writing advice, regarding I Spit on Your Grave and his deconstruction of the trope. There are several men who violate the main character, humiliate her, hurt her. Actually, let me see the exact... Yeah, okay, that's a quote. You can read it for yourself. Always chaotic evil, discussed and surprisingly enough zigzagged, and always evil fantasy races are kind of boring. The second video I ever did. The first spiciest, I believe, is Lily, actually. A different Lily. Kinkymation, specifically. On one hand, he has no issue with pure evil on a person-to-person basis. Characters like Freddy Krueger and the Joker are interesting because they choose to be evil. Likewise, similarly, the Cenobites from Hellraiser are typically better written than Blue and Orange morality, or better when written with blue and orange morality in mind, rather than card-carrying villain types. On the other hand, he admits that there's some merit to watching hordes of faceless armies getting killed without consequences in movies and video games. Ultimately, though, races that are made of evil, down to their DNA, typically fall flat as an external threat, rather than internal, directly mentioning Skyrim as an example of the latter. In Parthnak's great quote. Analysis channel. Anthony's content primarily centers on analyzing media and tropes in media from an academic standpoint, as well as examining the ways other critics examine media. That's true. Author appeal. In many videos, he falls back on a few particular favorite pieces of media, including Neon Genesis Evangelion and Spider-Man. Agreed. Berserk button. While not composed the occasional bout of tranquil fury when discussing serious topics, the mere mention of Paul sets Ant off into his more animated anger. That's very true. Both sides have a point. In many videos, especially the ones that respond to controversial creators, he tries to understand an opposing viewpoint's perspective before offering a contradiction. That's very true. That's very true. I do, usually. Bury Your Gaze. Discussed in his bad LGBTQA video. Capitalism is bad. Many of his videos take this perspective when analyzing media both within the works themselves, but also when talking about the environment that media and consumers have to exist within. That's very true as well. Capitalism is a ruiner of a lot of media sometimes. But it's also the driving force that funds media, so it's a necessary evil sometimes. Paul is Mary Jane's current partner in Spider-Man. Darker and edgier. Played straight with for most of rewriting Sailor Moon as a tragic dark fantasy. No, not like Madoka. Only be subverted at the end. Anthony states that reworking Sailor Moon from a magical series into a dark fantasy would cause the show to lose what made it appealing in the first place, and that even similarly dark shows of the same genre like Gretchen Shiko Utena and Puella Magica and Madoka have a surprisingly happy ending to cap things off. Everyone is bi. Anthony certainly thinks so about the main characters in Sailor Moon. That's fair. Fixfic. His video, Rewriting Pokemon the Anime, attempts to do this for Pokemon the Anime, covering the Kanto and Johto arcs and the first 5 movies. Deconstructed and Rewriting Sailor Moon is a tragic dark fantasy. No, like Madoka. No, not like Madoka. Hide Your Gaze made an entire video about queer erasure in comics. In particular, he brings up legal mandates now Spider-Man can't be depicted as anything but heterosexual, and how Deadpool's pansexuality is often more than not played for laughs than anything earnest. That's also very true. Hypothetical fight debate. Use this as a springboard for what if Spider-Man and Batman swapped villains? After dedicating most of the video to talking about how such scenarios would work, he ultimately deconstructs the trope. Spider-Man's abilities acts as a story breaker power that would result in a curb stomp battle against every Batman villain. And Batman, while having to work harder than usual against most Spidey's villains, would have no real answer to top-tier Spidey villains like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, Venom, or Carnage. He goes on to say that Batman's stories would work because all of his villains serve as a direct foil to him in one way or another, and are still engaging, if not particularly flashy. Such fights don't usually take into account what makes the characters interesting as opposed to just smashing action figures together. Iconic item. An incredibly messy but somewhat disorganized bookshelf, many critics will point to it as being highly distracting. One of us. Anthony often references tropes and has streamed reading through TVTropes pages on occasion. He even asked followers to contribute to this page for entertainment and content. In fact, he's probably looking at this page right now. That's very true. Token Human. While streaming with Sai and Crimson Ender, who both have demonic avatars, it's joked that the two are the devil on ant shoulders. Debatable on that one. Sai, do you think I'm the devil or you're the devil? Okay. Broken Base. I like the bookshelf too. It's a good bookshelf. Was Anthony sending a snarky super chat directly to Lily Orchard after she made several death threats and libelous claims about him as an active Anthony standing up for himself while flustering Lily in the process? Or was it an immature response that stoops him down to Lily's level of pettiness? Oh yes, I see what you sent me, Krim. Do you want me to share that or no? I think that. Devil Horn's next thumbnail. Anyway, does the intent even matter since he still ended up giving money? A whole $2 to a very controversial online figure. A whole $2. Both viewers and collaborators of Ant are divided on this incident, and even most detractors of Lily Orchard can't reach an agreement on it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Here, Chet Manley, here's the Ant, the Jersey Devil. Okay, so Krim sent me something else that he would like me to share with everyone. This is the last correspondence that he had with Courtney. This is back in February. They haven't talked ever since. I don't know if you remember a guy that they both knew, or if you were around when he was around. But my anxiety over this largely stems from his death and how he died. From seeing him brain dead in the hospital, I'm sorry if what I said bothers you. This is very important, personal for me. I recognize that the orbiting I was doing was unhealthy. I stepped back. So I'm not sure the context of this entirely. Krim sent this to me because he wanted me to share it. But it does sound like Krim's discomfort with everything is why he backed away from a lot of the stuff with all of this. And it bothers me because, Krim's doing a lot of good work. He stuck his neck out for Courtney and everyone a lot. And, the winter hike. Oh, the winter hike. Oh, it's about the winter hike. Yes. So this is about the winter hike. Oh, yeah, the winter hike. Where Krim... Okay, so context. Let me back up a second here. Lily made a mention a while back that she was going to go on a hike through the mountains. It's a very dangerous trail. And Krim gave some advice online, unsolicited, yes, but publicly, saying, listen, this is a dangerous hike. You get yourself hurt. You got to be careful. And he gave legitimate advice to Lily, who then spat in his face about it, as Lily's wont to do. But it sounds like Courtney, if I'm not mistaken, then got angry about it. That Krim dared offer someone advice because he didn't want her to die or get hurt. Which I think is deeply disturbing. That's what you want. The end game is for this horrible thing to happen to someone? Like, hold them accountable, sure, of course, but what does accountability mean? It doesn't mean death, surely. It's horrible. Yeah, Nova Scotia winter that can change on a dime. The weather can change like that, like immediately. It's ridiculous. And people seemed... Oh, here's the original post. Sorry, Krim just sent me the original post. Let me share it real quick. Hi, CDCal/Lily. Hope this gets you somehow. Please read this. Nothing I say will be a criticism of you, but I don't know how to reach you. It is important for your physical life, safety, and long-term health. As an experienced hiker, I'm begging you not to go on a winter hike in Nova Scotia. Winter hiking is a whole other experience above and beyond hiking in good weather. And it is, in general, inadvisable to go in alone, even if you're experienced. Nova Scotia is very wet, very cold, and very, very unsafe in the winter. The signs of exhaustion and dehydration are harder to recognize when you're hiking in winter, not to mention there's a whole host of other issues like hypothermia, ice and falling snow, and ice from trees. If your foot gets wet, you won't feel it after the initial soak, but it'll be causing problems that will get worse and worse the longer you are out. If something happens to you out there, the risks are so much higher in winter. A coat isn't enough. You need gear. You need resources you don't have. You need experience as a hiker that, I'm sorry, as evidenced by how you spoke of your previous hike in the winter, late summer of 2024, you don't have. This is not me trying to be cruel or snotty. Hiking, wilderness training, and outdoor recreation have been a part of my job for the last 4 years now, and I've been hiking since I was 13. I know I've criticized you and been angry a lot. I know I've been hurtful to you. I know you don't want like me, and I don't like you. I know we have our issues, but I don't want you to get frostbite that permanently damages your body. You could experience long-term neurological issues related to brain damage, or worse, you die alone in the cold. This has happened to a dear friend of mine several years ago. He had other health complications, as you do, and he died of exposure in a Nova Scotian wilderness, in weather warmer than what we've been experiencing. It only took a few hours for him to experience brain death. Please listen to this and reconsider your trip. Please don't go away just to spite me. For all the tar and poison between you and I, there have been too many trans women that died young. A fan, a friend, Michaela, whoever is checking your tag that is close to her, please get her to read and see the reason. So many inexperienced hikers die or get hurt during the winter because they don't know what it's going to be like. This isn't a slight against her. It is a deep concern. And my followers and people that aren't her fans in general, don't be dicks in the notes, please. I'm putting aside criticism because I don't want to see a fellow human being get seriously hurt or lose their life. And this was enough to make Courtney stop talking to Krim. Yeah, I think that speaks for itself, doesn't it? Thomas Sinden, thank you for Super Chat. Your Dante's Inferno video was amazing, and I respect you for taking the fight to the weird chronicling online monsters who steal oxygen and think they're above everything. Stay normal, King. Thank you. Yeah, this speaks volumes. This speaks volumes. Despite everything I say online, despite wanting to see Lily face consequences for her actions, I do not want to see anyone suffer like this. At all. Period. Not even remotely. This should not be anything controversial. Someone not dying in the cold should not be a point of controversy. Basic human safety, basic care. This is above and beyond everything else that a human being can possibly say. This is genuinely charitable behavior, and these people are tossing it in Krim's face. Courtney is in a rough mental place. I hope for her sake she backs away from people who are actually exploiting her. I don't have to be her friend. I don't want to even deal with her. But I don't want to see her being exploited by someone like these predators. Vikaru, thank you for Super Chat. You can hate the actions of a person but not want them to die. It's called decent human compassion. Yeah, 100%. These are people who are still people. Do I want them to face consequences for their cruel actions? Yes. But what are consequences? What do we mean by that? We keep saying someone needs accountability, whatever. But what does that mean? It means them being, I don't know, what? Yeah, Courtney is not doing great. And considering who Courtney is isolated around, she's not going to get out of that either. She's going to be spiraling for a while, which is disturbing. Because she's not going to reach help. She's not going to listen to this. None of her fans will listen to this because they're under her. They believe everything she says. And people who are using her are known bullies. Who again, you heard the call. You heard what Leo said about Rosa. You think he'd express concern like this for Lily? Wait a second. Hang on a second here. Wait. No, that was the other one. Hang on a second here. Because most of them are more angry she's mean about cartoons and opinions. They couldn't care less about her actually crimes she's done. Heck, I'd tell Lily to go out in that snow naked and get lost. Would do the world a favor. Oh! Yeah! This is what it is about. Holy... Who the heck is Crimson Ender? Wait a second, Leo. Were you... Did you actually? Holy fucking shit. Okay. Is anyone delusional enough to think Leo Convoy's actually changed since that call? He's the same guy. Nothing's different. Not a damn thing. And people wondered why I always would say, I didn't say anything actually, so there's nothing I can say. Leo, you need to get pushed in a locker. Someone need to get shoved in a locker when they're in high school. I think you needed to have it a few more times. You're just There's nothing special about you, Leo. Grow the fuck up. You're older than I am. Hell, you're like 7 years older than I am. Grow up. Be an adult. How dare you say that? How dare you? No. Back to TVTropes. No. Every time you think you find the bottom, there's a new bottom below that bottom. They just keep going deeper. Every time. How dare you? Trash. Do not do this cool thing. Oh, his debate with God. Oh, that debate with goddamn Malcolm. So, okay, his debate with goddamn Malcolm also rather contentious, given the latter's shock jock approach and extreme talking points. Anth's chat was visibly distressed by the subject matter as the stream was winding down. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Yeah, that was something certainly. Okay. Okay. Seasonal rot. Oh, no, do not do this cool thing. I'm sorry. Claims in the Cyberpunk video that certain real-world trends are a result of failing to recognize that most Cyberpunk stories are trying to invoke this trope. Yeah, exactly. Seasonal rot. That dedicates 2 streams entirely to the concept of franchise fatigue with Crim is in. It's a fun stream. Team Up series. On occasion, Ant will invite the two other members of his notorious street game, the Tism Trio, to join him on stream. Among other guests as well, certainly. Consisting of him and his equally autistic buddies, Cy Scribbles and Crimson Ender, they go around terrorizing the good people of YouTube with logical breakdowns of bad faith video essays. Not the only people I collaborate with. There's others too. There's a lot of others. I love you guys, Cy and Crim, but there's other people too. Viewer pronunciation confusion. Anthony is easy, but Gramulia, whether it's pronounced Gramuglia, Gramuglia, or Gramaguglia, the name simply proves too Italian to pronounce, and the second G too loud to keep silent. That's a silent G for the most part. What do you mean it's not political? Anthony Conservative Horror Video postulates that Velma as a show could be seen as a reactionary or right-wing take on progressive themes, which is further emphasized with the initial teaser trailer showing her sending an angry text to HBO Max regarding the in-universe reboot of The Jetsons, mainly focusing on Judy being a lesbian, with her saying afterwards, well, at least Judy's still white, along with Velma being shown to be an irrational woman of color who is prone to making unnecessary rants about racism while being rather inept as a detective. That's very true. Win back the crowd. Claims that Disney was able to do this for the Marvel Comics Cinematic Universe with Deadpool and Wolverine because it was the only film of the MCU to release that year. In his own words, franchises need to go away for a while in order to be missed and be special again, something Disney still needs to learn about with Snow White. Arguably, the trope is further justified in the case of Deadpool and Wolverine, as it also doubles as the first major release of the X-Men film series in 4 years. Yeah, exactly. Funny. In the Did Channel Awesome Ruin Media Literacy... Did Channel Awesome Ruin Media Literacy, Ant vs. Nostalgia Critic, Ant brings up how, in an episode of Demo Reel, it's heavily implied that Donnie Dupree takes Ego Raptor in bed with him at a convention, and then begs the question, is Doug Walker an unofficial member of the D Club? And only like a few of you guys got that joke. In the stream leading up to that video, Ant, Cy, and Crim were watching various Channel Awesome reviews. While watching Spoonie's Final Fantasy VII video, the three get flashbanged by one of the jokes that aged staggeringly badly. There's a quote here. Fair enough. And just now. That's valid. I love it. I love it. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I love this. This is beautiful. Okay. I think that I've said enough today. I want to edit that, I want to edit this stream to hide the, that I stumbled upon. So I'll do that really quickly while I'm still awake. Yeah, I don't know if I'll keep this open or not. Probably will. Might unlist it. Who knows? But, yeah, that's my discussion there. I don't have much to say on this matter. I think I've said enough. I think I'm just tired. I'm tired of bullshit. I'm tired of people being jerks. I do have a Discord. If you're members of my channel, you can access the Discord. Yeah, I'm just sick. Sick and tired. I'm sick of bullies. I'm sick of people who think they're bigger than anyone else. And I'm sick of them thinking that they are bigger than everyone else around them. Not a single if you bully me, or try to, you're in for a very different world than you expected. Discord is members only. Access it by joining as a member. You can join once and you'll let you in forever. I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired of this. I'm gonna set up but we're gonna raid someone. We're gonna raid someone right now. A happier stream. Let me fix it up right now. 1 sec. Let me set up for a raid real quick. Let's see. Redirect. We're gonna redirect you to Jazzy. Yep. Jazzy Oliver. Tell Jazzy you came from me. It's a happier stream than what I'm doing right now. Thank you, everyone, right now. I'm just tired. Take care, everyone.